drink.
It's
Of
beer.
beer.
Yes, of beer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's got vegetables in it.
Hey, barley, hops, they're all plants, and plants are vegetables, therefore I am drinking vegetables, therefore it's healthy.
Yeah, 1 of 5 a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's been fermented, but yeah, still counts.
It's just fizzy vegetable juice.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And I mean, you know what? Alcohol kills germs. Germs are bad for you. Therefore, I am taking care of my body by removing germs with alcohol.
Yeah.
The germs that build up inside of you.
Exactly. I don't want germs to build up inside me, so I have to cleanse them out periodically with alcohol. By periodically, I
smart.
mean every day, all the time.
Yeah.
Very smart.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. Okay. Are we round about ready-ish?
Uh-huh.
Apparently,
I think
you
so.
still haven't
Maybe.
figured out Twitch, according to my chat.
No, I've just put
No,
it
you
live.
were-
I was afraid that I was going to show porn, so I was being really careful to make sure everything was... Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure you were
You
finished.
can't like minimize that for a bit or close it out.
Yeah,
I'm
but I
using
don't know. I'm terrified I'm going to misclick something.
Like, accidentally open a tab of porn
Yeah,
instead of
just...
rolling a dice.
Yeah, exactly that. You know, it's
Okay.
modern pitfalls of fucking social media these days.
Alright. Well, I'm gonna start by introducing my character. Called Gladpuss. She's a level 5 bard. She is a rock gnome. I need to open up the correct actual character sheet. But yeah, she likes to make things shine, and that's pretty much her thing. If it isn't shiny, I'm not trying. Pretty much all you need to know.
Were we supposed to have backstories?
No,
Just
But-
make
I
one
don't
up.
need one.
you don't. You
I
don't need
spent
one.
3 days on mine.
Glappers, I
Hey,
can't...
let me go last. I'll make one up.
3 days, you liar.
Glappers, I can't get the PDF.
You got it.
What's
What?
the password?
I have no idea.
Well, you put it in the file browser.
Yeah, you need a
Passwords in a
password
PDF.
for that.
What?
Apparently.
There's no passwords in a PDF.
Open file browser. It says put in a password.
Oh my god.
Bloody YouTubers.
I fucking it. Sorry.
Alright, I'm gonna
Try do
change
it
the
now. Try
password.
do it now.
Alright.
Okay.
I'll just make a mad
I got it. Thanks.
Alright.
Thank you. I got it.
That's dangerous.
File transfer complete.
Okay, Emmeline, introduce your character.
I am Immerlin. I am a half elf, level 5 bard. I'm a wannabe acrobat / circus performer, but I'm really not so great at it. And I want to try all the things because I am soon to be an official adult in the elf world. I'm trying all the things. Very adventurous. That's about it. I'm really good at finding plants, so Gladpuss and I are going to be looking for special plants.
Special plans.
Special
Plant.
Well, that just leaves Soviet and I to kill the enemies, and then you're going to come with a rock and a plant at the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and get you high. It'll be fine.
That sounds great.
So, Alasdair, what are you playing?
I have made a humble wizard called Alistair the Brilliant, who is a
You fucking
Male-
cock. Fuck you. Okay.
Go on.
I'm an Azimar
Uh-huh.
because D&D lists the races alphabetically. And
No.
I didn't want to change it.
You couldn't get past the A's, you lazy motherfucker.
Well,
Double
it's
A's, I'll have you know.
Alisdar the Azamar. It makes
Yeah.
sense.
It makes sense.
Exactly. I am a wizard because apparently everybody else was probably going to be a bard, and I thought 5 bards would probably lose any given situation. I have a noble background, which apparently means I understand wealth, which is not what Twitch streaming has taught me. I'm chaotic good, and I'm basically the same as I'm in real life in terms of height and age. I am part of a
Hey, Kaya,
wizarding
resubscribed
ally
for 3
group
months.
called the Wizarding Arcane Numpties Kinfolk, and my enemies are anybody with a unibrow.
Okay.
Excellent enemy to have.
This is brilliant.
Thank you, Abrassian prisoner. Thank
and
you.
Yes, my backstory will be entirely improvised because it was a lot to type.
You thought of
Yep.
all this within the last, like, since we talked last night? When you were making the sheet?
I mean,
Oh,
slept
man,
as
I felt
well.
bad. I didn't see. Alright, who's next? Altos? Soviet?
Pratos?
Sure. My name is Paltos Ironfounder's son. I am a level 5 barbarian mountain dwarf. I'm a bit of a folk hero. I'm not gonna lie. Listen, right? I killed some stuff, did some things in some places that I shouldn't have been doing.
Thank
got
you, Rudy.
caught,
Thank you.
Got escaped. And I got back home and people praised me because apparently it was a really good thing. Let's just go with the flow and, you know, things just kind of generally happen and that's about it, really. I just do things.
Thank you, Phantom
pretty fun.
and Rudy. Thank you both.
Doing things is fun. So, what about Soviet?
So, hi there, party. My name is Lump Beef Broth. I am a dock worker, and I'm a big, broad-chested, strong, very strong fighter-type character with a shield and a sword. I dream of being an adventurer, you see, and I dream of escaping this life as a dock worker. My village is extremely important to me. I still can't remember what its name is, but I will work on that. But regardless, onwards to something, adventure, treasure, women, whatever we're going for, it's over there. Let's go for it.
Well, perfect. And speaking of adventure, let's talk about the Adventurers Guild, since you've all introduced yourselves. Now, the Adventurers Guild is a very large guild. It spans multiple continents. It's a very rich guild with many very wealthy benefactors, and it has multiple levels of membership. And you guys all happen to be level 5, which is fairly low in the 20-plus levels that they have in the Adventurers Guild. And unfortunately, that means occasionally you have to take some kind of shit jobs. Now, obviously, being level 5, you're not going to be saving the world immediately, slaying dragons or anything like that. Usually, lower level members have, well, yeah, they have shit jobs like moving boxes or protecting caravans.
Thank you, Arvav.
And that is actually exactly what you've been doing for the past 2 weeks, protecting a caravan. I know the pay is pretty good, but it's still just grunt work, essentially. You're riding a horse for 12 hours a day. When you get done, everything is sore and dusty and tired, and you just usually kind of want to sleep. Now, today, you're nearing the end of this multiple-week journey, thank God. You're dusty, you're tired, and you're pulling into the small town of Wolfbridge towards the evening. Now, Wolfbridge, a few of you have probably been through here a couple of times. It's a small town that exists right at the intersection of 2 trade routes. So it doesn't really have much by way of natural resources. It's more just a lot of people happen to pass through there, which is how it kind of got built up. Now, as you're stopping for the night to go to the inn at Wolfbridge, you're sort of dismounting your horses and unpacking some of the more precious things from the caravan to bring inside for safekeeping. When just down the main street of this little spit in the road, you see a man in all white with a floppy white hat and a white apron, briskly walking towards you. And you can hear him muttering to himself. He seems very energetic and very nervous. And as he's walking up, he's kind of looking at everybody in the caravan, trying to assess exactly, you know, what they are, who they are, where they come from. It looks like he's trying to find someone. He turns a corner around one of the carriages in this caravan and sees the 5 of you. And immediately he perks up and says, "Oh my God, you guys, you must be from the Adventurers Guild. Oh my God, this is great. This is amazing. I didn't think I was going to be able to find anybody to help. Can you please help me? Oh my God, can you please?
Fuck off.
I cast dancing lights.
Was that not the right response?
Can I poke him with a stick?
You can certainly try.
I mean, he's either
What do
really
I have
in
to roll
trouble
to do
or...
that?
So you would roll a d20 and add your dexterity modifier.
Are you seriously poking him with a stick?
Yeah, dude. How do I add?
He-
So, just in the plus number.
Do you do this in casual
Where's my
conversation?
text there?
Just hi, just
Absolutely,
gonna poke
dude.
you with a
He's
stick.
come up to me asking me for something. I want to get something out of it. I want to poke him with a stick.
Okay.
What are you hoping to find out?
Find
If
out what
he's
are you
on
talking about. I'm not
drugs or
hoping to
not,
find
because,
anything.
Why? Why are you poking
I
him
rolled
with
a-
a...
He's
I rolled a
really
14. What?
really spastic. I'm a little worried about it.
Also, chat, is the
Yeah, so
volume
as,
okay?
As he's walking up to you, you see him coming, and he looks. I don't know. It could be that he's on meth. It could be that he's drunk. It could be anything. So yeah, you pick up a stick and you're like, hey, yeah, and you poke him in the chest as he's walking up. He staggers for a bit, and he's like, oh, look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to rush up to you. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to alarm you. Please, just look. I got this problem, okay? Can I just explain the problem to you? I can pay you. I have money. Yes,
Is-
money.
is-
I have
money.
money.
Is
I like money.
is he gonna try and sell us knives?
Can I make him eat the stick?
This is a fucking pyramid scheme, isn't it?
I want to hear how much money he's giving us.
All right, okay, all right. Let's party. Just speaking to the party. Should we listen to? Well, what should we just? What do you want? What the fuck do you want? Who are you?
I feel like this is quickly devolving into, shall we rob this man or not?
Hey, that's
Do you
right,
reckon-
yeah.
Do you reckon he's got the money on him?
Maybe if you keep poking him, it'll be like a pinata and it'll just fall out of his pockets.
Okay, can I beat him with the stick then?
No,
Come-
we
just-
should have beat
you
him.
don't
We
want
should've
me to
beat him.
beat
He's
him?
already having a problem.
Just ask him what's the problem. So
What's the
Lump
problem?
Lump
What's the
turns to
problem?
the dude and says, "What's the problem?"
So he kind of edges towards the less threatening looking members of the party, and he's like, okay, look, I know this sounds really stupid. I know how this sounds, but look, my boy's stuffed bear has gone missing. I really need it back, and I can't go looking for it. I need to take care of him. He throws the worst shit fits imaginable when he loses his bear, and I can't take care of him and go find the damn bear myself. Can you please just go and find it? I know he was playing in a clearing just outside town. It's like 10 minutes walk from here. You can just go and get it. You roll it back, and I'll pay you a gold each. Come on, please.
Well, this is
I
a
don't know.
fucking bandit trap, isn't it?
Is that a
Listen.
lot?
I don't like this. I don't
Just
like
go
it
into
at
that
all.
clearing. It's totally
If
safe.
He's so worried about his kid, but he's letting him play outside of town.
Where
All
is
by
the kid?
himself. Yeah, how old is the kid?
Thank you,
What kind of
Haley.
a man's
He's
going to
fu-
pay five? Is there 5 of us? 6 of us?
Yep, it's
Is
five
it
of you.
5?
1, 2,
Alright,
3,
five.
4,
First,
5.
yeah.
Who's going to pay 5 golden pieces to get
To get a bear.
back?
Buy a
We get
fucking
it for
new
less than
bear.
that in the market.
Look, I'm
Take
Yeah.
the
I'm
kid
sorry.
with you to go get the bear.
I
wanna beat him
know
with a
how
stick.
this sounds. Look. Please don't hit. No, God, don't.
Oh no! Stop hitting him! Stop hitting him! No, it's okay.
Can we send Soviet Womble
Thank you, Bunker.
in to kind of see whether it is a
What-
bandit
what
trap?
makes you think
And
I
then
give
if
a
it is,
shit?
we'll rush in and help. But you're kind of like
Because you're
the
the
sacrificial
strong
lamb.
fighter.
Fuck
Yeah,
you!
you
I'm
can go in
guarding
and
guarding
kind
the
of
Wait,
the damn-
guarding the
Why
fucking
is he-
caravan. We have a job to do.
Why is Soviet
aren't
the
we done
sacrificial
guarding the
lamb
caravan?
when we've got 2 bards and one of them needs to go?
Oh.
We're guarding the caravan. It's our job to guard the caravan. Why do we give a shit about
But
this
what's
guy's
the-
stuffed
what's in
bear?
the caravan?
Oh, it's
Oh,
not-
good
it's not our
question.
job.
Can we
Are we done with the caravan?
can we root around in the caravan?
No,
Don't
no,
know.
no, no,
Do
no,
we know
no,
what
no,
we're
no.
guarding.
No,
No,
we
no,
Let's
don't.
say to
we're-
tell us
we're
what's in the
guarding it
caravan.
because we're in this crossroad, Wolf's Bridge. We're in this crossroad. We're supposed to guard the caravan, and this motherfucker's trying to draw us away from it. This is obviously a
Sure.
trap.
What if the caravan is like a massive number of teddies and we could just give one to the guy? And
I'm not
Coincidentally.
giving anything from the caravan. Best
For
All
thing
right,
$5
to get
gold?
what's
for
in
me
the
is a
caravan?
stick.
What's inside
I
the
don't-
caravan?
Well, we need to make a
There are
decision.
many- Yeah,
I'd
there's
say
a
we
lot of
check the
different stuff in
caravan.
this caravan. The caravan consists of multiple different carriages and carts and things that each one belongs to a separate vendor or merchant. So some of them are carrying some
Thank you,
pretty
Tansy.
valuable
Thank
stuff
you.
like spices or, say silverware type things. Others are maybe carrying flour. Others might be furniture. It's just a large caravan that left from one city and is going to another. It has lots of different stuff in it.
This might be the pie gave me, but when he said caravan at first, I thought we were legitimately having like a
No.
1-horse caravan thing. Right. So there's lots of vendors behind us. Can we not just ask one of them if they've got a stuffed teddy bear?
Well, hang on. Sorry to interrupt you. Sorry. Lump turns to the. Sorry, who are we calling this guy? Just the guy in white.
Jim.
Well, you haven't asked his name.
What's your
Hey, dude, what's your name?
What's your name?
My name's Jimmy. I swear to God, I didn't just make that up on the spot. I didn't just.
Right.
do that.
I
Okay,
never trust somebody
right.
called Jimmy.
Okay, so Jimmy,
Especially
in
with that
D&D.
accent. That's
yes.
like a not a good accent.
Jimmy, what is so Lump turns to Jimmy and says, "What is so bloody important about a random stuffed bear that you're willing to send like a bunch of adventurers off on it?"
Oh God. Okay. Look, I hate telling people about this, but look, I made some mistakes when I was a young man, and got involved with a giantess, and
With a
He-
what?
Scientologist.
She left, and she left our son, Timmy, and is taking care of a half-giant baby. Okay, now he's like 5 years old, and look, you don't understand the kinds of tantrums he will throw. He's destroying my livelihood. I just need someone to get the damn bear, please. I will pay you. Just get the goddamn bear.
I'm sorry, Jimmy, but you named your kid me. What's the problem here?
What?
Look,
Also,
I'm
if he's
I'm
half
not
a
a
giant,
good guy. Okay.
but if he's half a giant, surely he'll be fine in the wild on his own. Just like let him loose or something,
It's
right?
a fucking kid.
But he's half a giant. What's gonna fuck with a half giant?
Alistair the
it's a
Think
Brilliant-
about
kid.
Hagrid. Think about
Alistair the
Hagrid
Brilliant
walking
thinks
off.
that tough love is the solution here. You can't just give the child everything he wants, otherwise he'll turn up to be some massive egomaniac YouTuber and make the world honestly a lot worse. So
I see
can
what
you
you're
just-
doing there.
Oh,
Can you just not give in to everything your child wants? Otherwise, it's going to grow up horrible.
Right, moving away from Jimmy's awful parenting abilities. Thinking more along the lines of, okay, so we're a bunch of caravan guards, and this guy's walking up to us asking us to find a bear. I mean, we got a
What
job.
could possibly go wrong? I
Yeah.
think we should help the man.
Oh God,
We
I
can't
thought
leave the
side-
caravan
we can't leave the
undefended.
caravan under
Sidebar.
with guards.
Hence, Operation
we're getting
Send in
paid.
Sacrificial Lamb. And
We're getting
that
paid good
logically should be the
money.
tank.
Well, two of us
How
could.
How
this
far do we have to
caravan.
go? How much further do we have to go with the caravan? Are we in the town where we have to leave it, or
It's
because you
it's
said
about
we're coming
another.
to the end of the journey?
Yeah, it's about another 2 days travel with caravan.
Oh my God! Oh, sorry, from the bear or from the caravan to the bear or?
Can we
No,
take the
so-
caravan
so
with us?
the town of Wolfbridge is about 2 days from your final destination.
sorry,
which is
I
a large
misunderstood.
city named Vilmire.
Right.
But then if we go after this bear, it's gonna be like 3 days or 2.5 days away.
How far's the bear?
Look, it can't be more than 10 minutes outside of the center of town. You just go down, you turn left right over there. There's a trail that goes out to a big clearing. All the kids play out there, but none of them like to play with Timmy because he's a half giant, okay? He's bigger than I am.
Right.
But question is, why don't you go down there with him and get the bear
What if
yourself?
we watch
because
the
this
kids and then go
child-
get the bear?
Because this child is actively destroying my livelihood as I am standing here talking to you, okay? He is throwing a tantrum. He's probably destroyed my oven. My oven is my livelihood. I'm a
What?
fucking baker, for Christ's
Well,
sake.
you best get cracking and
What-
get that bear.
why'd you put-
Catch him with the stick?
Why'd you put him in the oven?
I didn't put my child in the... he wouldn't... Okay, one, he wouldn't fit in
I
the
think
oven,
that
and
maybe you
two,
should put your child
that
in
was
the
an
oven and
option-
stop.
Okay.
I have
Right,
16
team.
charisma. Can't I
I'm-
just talk to your child?
No,
Team,
I,
can we take a vote here? I'm saying the caravan is definitely more important than this.
well, yeah, we
Shit,
gotta
the
guard.
kid and
We
his
could
bear.
send a couple of us off, but we gotta guard the bloody. This is obviously a bandit trick or something. Yeah, fucking, let's guard the caravan.
Well, either we're going to get ambushed at the bear, or they're going to ambush whoever's left at the caravan. And
Yeah.
we can't send Soviet because he's not allowed within X distance of other children. So
Hey.
he's going to have to go out the caravan.
So we wouldn't be able to
So-
watch the child while Jimmy went to go get the bear. Okay. Well, because he.
Thank you,
Soviet.
Beowulf.
I'll
Thank
go
you.
look for the bear.
Sorry.
Oh my god.
Okay, you're going to
Right, that's a
die.
bard. That's a
thank
bard down, and that's a plus in my books.
I'm gonna,
Well, please,
I'm gonna
thank you.
also
I don't
nudge
know how to
Emmeline
thank
and
you.
be like, hey, if it's outside town, maybe we can find some plants, man.
Oh, maybe
Oh.
we should both go look for the bear. I've
Oh,
got my
why did we
acrobatic
get-
skills. Oh,
Right,
I
so-
could
so
Why
who-
did
zip
we
in
get
there
the
and
two
out all
hippy
together.
dippies here?
Who's going for the bear and who's staying at the caravan?
I'm going for the bear.
What's your name?
Gladpuss.
No, what's your name in the
How
game?
do you not know my name?
What's
We've
your
been traveling
is
together for
Meta?
like ages.
Meta? What's your name in the game?
My name is Gladpuss.
Oh, is it?
my
Sorry.
Gosh.
You Wally.
Okay, my bad. Okay, so Glad. Who else is going?
I'll go.
Who's Isle?
Emerlin will go.
Emmeline. Right. Okay. So Lump would like to stay on guard on the caravan if possible. Is that possible?
Okay.
Yeah.
Paldus and me, I'll go with them, and then we leave you and Alistair at the caravan.
All right.
As a wizard and a barbarian warrior.
Yeah.
What are you?
I'm a dock worker, but yeah, all right.
Okay, yeah.
Right,
You'll be
okay,
fine.
you guys, off with you. Shoot, go get the fucking bear. Just be quick about it because we've got a job here to do. Okay, we've got to guard the fucking caravan. Go get the bear and then come
Let's
back.
go
quick.
get ambushed.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's go.
Can I throw a stone at him before I leave?
Who?
Yeah, sure. Do a
Just
dexterity
in
check.
passing.
If you
Dexterity
throw the
check. How do I do
stone,
that?
Yeah,
it'll
so
piss off
roll a d20
Emmeline.
and add your dexterity modifier.
28. Ooh.
Jesus
That
Christ. Did you just kill him?
What I wanted to do was like flick a pebble at his head.
Did you just murder a man in broad daylight?
Like, just flick a pebble at his head, not like annihilate this dude.
Jesus.
You know, I don't want to call you out, but I don't think you have a plus 13 to your dexterity modifier. I think it's
no,
probably dex.
Oh, is it all the number or just the what's
It's just the
plus?
just the
Oh,
little
okay, what's the
plus.
plus?
Yeah.
Slightly different.
Did you just add plus 13?
I mean, look, that's still pretty high. 21.
Yeah, actually, a
Still
natural
pretty high,
20
yeah.
plus 1, yeah. So, yeah, you as this guy's turning around to lead the others of your group away, you just manage to ping him in the back of the head with a little pebble. And why don't you roll a d4 for me?
Oh, he's gonna fucking hit you, dude.
+1.
Thank you, Classy. Thank you.
So it's gonna
Does
be
it matter?
d4 plus plus your
Thank you,
I
New
think,
Axel.
plus your
Thank you.
dexterity modifier. So yeah, it's gonna be a +1.
3.
3 plus 1. So yeah, you do 4 damage to the back of his head with a teeny tiny little pebble. It's an amazingly sharp
Thank you,
little
Teoxy.
crack that
Oh.
resounds as he goes,
Oh,
"Oh,
no.
Jesus, oh God, what happened? Oh God!"
I look around
oh.
confused. What happened?
poor
Who
guy.
did that? There's stuff falling, dude.
Just go and get the
Alistair,
fuck.
Alistair wants to use his charisma to try and explain that it was
Go.
a hailstorm with only one piece of hail in it.
Go and get the fucking
I have a
bear.
silver tongue.
Go and get
Yes.
the fucking bear. We'll stay here, okay?
Okay, Alistair, do
Hello.
a do a deception check.
You'll have to tell me exactly how.
Yeah, so roll a d20 and then add on your character sheet. There's a box that says skills down at the bottom. In there,
Ah.
there is your deception skill.
Implying
let's
this would
see
be a
here.
lie. It might have been hailing, but okay, it
Well,
wasn't.
I mean, do you
Right,
believe
it says
that
plus
it's
3.
Thank
so
you,
I
Classy.
guess
Thank
let's
you.
roll 1d20
So,
plus 3.
Yes.
Lump looks
It's
on,
come out brilliant.
confused.
Well, he seems very confused for a second, but he's like, "Well, that's, you know what? You've probably traveled a lot more than I have. I don't know what you're talking about. So I'm
They
gonna take
call me
your
the
word for it."
weatherman.
Damn.
I'm gonna
Hey,
attempt to
hey.
stealthily cast prestidigitation and make Lump smell.
You guys, go get the bear. Fuck off with you. Go get
we're
the bear.
going. Nice one, Alex.
Go,
As
go.
I'm walking
Leave,
away,
leave,
I'm just
leave,
gonna
leave.
stealthily
I just
make him
covered your
smell.
ass.
Wait,
Yeah,
did,
yeah, it's good.
did you
That's-
just
that's
crop
good.
dust, Glampus? Never mind. Right, off with you. Go.
All right.
So Lump and fuck it. What's his name again? Alistair.
Alistair the Brilliant.
Alistair the Brilliant. So we're standing guard on the
Yes.
caravan. So we're standing
Alright.
guard. All right.
Hey, Ards, can you whistle a tune as we're down the road?
Shut up.
I
I'll
have my
cast
ocarina right here.
dancing lights and just play my flute, and just like lots of little balls of lights are just twirling around me in some sort of weird ass pattern.
So like a
All right.
localized disco. All right.
Yeah, a
Doing my
localized
flips
disco.
and my acrobatics, practicing as we walk.
You're just cartwheeling up.
Great.
Cartwheels.
So as you cartwheel away, the three of you are led to the crossroads at the center of town, and Jimmy points down the road to where you can see it just turns into a small walking trail, and then goes into a forest. And he says, "Look, the clearing where he goes and plays is
Thank
right
you,
down
Noisy.
there. Just if you can go and find the bear, just get it back as soon as possible. I mean, the sun's already going down. This is getting ugly. I need to get back to my place. Is there anything else that I can do for you before you go?"
What's
How do
the
we
bear
find
look
you
like?
again? Where do you go?
It looks like a bear.
How big is it? Is it red? Is it green? Is it blue? Is it?
It is bear colored. It's brown.
Yeah, let me ask you a real question. Is it alive?
No.
Okay,
I said
good.
it was a
No,
Are
stuffed
you
bear.
lying?
I didn't. I forgot the stuffed part. I thought you were just going to lead us to like some bear cave or some shit.
How do we find you whenever we get it? Where do we meet you?
Oh, just look. I live right down the road, right over there, and he points down the road to. You can see that one of the shops on the side of the road has a sign that has just a picture of a cake on it. He says, "Right over there, that's my place. I live upstairs. Just bring me the bear, and I'll pay you. Okay? That work?"
Can we also have a piece of cake?
I would like cake.
Yes.
Yeah.
If I have
Okay.
any cake left that my shitty little son, my shitty big son, has not eaten, I will give you a free piece of cake
And the gold. Remember that.
And gold.
And the gold.
and the gold. And
Important.
since
That's
there's
the
only
only reason
three
why
of
we're
us-
doing this.
Since there's
Of
only
course
three
the
of
gold.
us taking on this adventure, the other two don't get shit. So
Take
3 gold
a
pieces.
fucking
Let's go.
adventure. We're guarding the caravan. We're paid to guard, you
You
motherfucker.
sit there and shut up, okay?
All right. Yeah.
We
Sorry.
can't
I'm right.
hear
You're right. You're right.
All right. So yeah, he agrees and starts walking off back towards his place, kind of jogging a little bit uncomfortably, and you can see that he's worried that something horrible is happening to the inside of his home. All right, so Lump and Alasdair, is there anything that you guys want to do aside from helping to unpack some of the more valuable things from the caravan to bring inside?
Do we have to? I thought we're stopping at. Is this not a crossroads? We're stopping and waiting for the
Well,
caravan to move on.
Well, you guys are you're bedding down for the night essentially because it's almost sunset right now, and people are you've just stopped in this town, and then you're going to continue on tomorrow.
Right. Alistair.
Wow.
You want to flip a coin to take who takes first watch while the other one sleeps?
I will take first watch
You'll take
because
first
Alistair
watch.
the Brilliant is humble and wants to kind of.
Right.
Well-
Okay. Whatever. Yeah, he's volunteered. I'm gonna go to sleep.
Yeah, you go to sleep.
Lump gets in the back of the caravan, and Alistair's gonna take first watch overnight.
All right,
Or for the
great.
first bit.
All right. So while you guys are waiting in the caravan, what do the other three want to do?
I mean, I guess we go take his directions. What did he say? Down the road and.
Yeah, he
Something
said he said that down this road, which he pointed you down, it's about like a 10-minute walk, and it transitions from being a road to a walking path to apparently just going towards some clearing in the middle of the forest.
Let's follow it then. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go find that bear.
Yeah,
Let's
so
do it.
as the sun starts to set, you make your way down this road, and
Thank you,
it
tall
is
ship.
indeed
Thank
a
you.
pretty short walk. You get to the edge of the forest and work your way in. It gets a bit darker just because of the trees and general undergrowth. And you start making your way through, but up ahead, very quickly, you can actually see that it opens up into a wide grassy clearing with a couple of oak trees standing in the middle. And it looks like there are a couple of other smaller fallen trees which have been down for quite a while. There are lots. Parts of them are smoothed out. Some of their bark has been worn away. It looks like this is a popular place for little kids or whomever to come and play. There are a couple of spots where there are footprints coming off the path. What would you like to do?
I'm looking around for the bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
spread out in this small little clearing, see if we can find anything here quick.
All right. So I want all three of you to do investigation checks.
What do you roll for that?
Explain.
I'm
No,
gonna roll
do-
so
yes.
hard.
Roll a d20 and then add your investigation modifier. So on your character sheet, there's a box that says skills down at the bottom of it. In there, you have an investigation skill. So you would roll a d20 and add that number.
Natural 20.
Well, hang on.
Plus 4.
Mine's a
24.
Mine's a -1, but it didn't.
Thank you, tall ship sailor. Sorry for those just briefly joining. Yes, we're just on the website which calculates the rolls and stuff. But yes, we're just playing a bit of D&D. So it's a kind of like, well, it's a sort of voice-based adventure thing.
The let's see.
Oh, you can add it right there.
Oh, a 3.
Oh.
Yeah. So we had a natural 20,
Mhm.
a 15. You said.
That was before the roll with the minus,
Okay.
so it's a 2.
Okay. So a natural 20, a 2, and what was the third? Is that the 18?
I made up for it with an 18 because I changed it, or the roll with a plus on it.
That's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, actually, so Gladpuss and Emerlin, you guys actually sort of loop around and meet each other on the far side of the clearing, while Paltus is looking around more the middle area, and you both. Almost at the same time, with Gladpuss getting there just ahead of you, find on the opposite side of the clearing there is an area where there's very clearly been somebody walking around here, kind of stomping around and breaking sticks and pushing the grass down, and you can see there are pretty large footprints. And along with these large footprints, you see these, it looks like cart tracks. It looks like sort of wide divots in the dirt that go out from the clearing and into the opposite side of the clearing into the forest.
Did the kid have a cart?
He didn't say.
Was the kid kidnapped? Was the kid at his
no.
house?
The kid was
Someone stole
at
the
his
bear.
house, as far as you know. So you don't see any signs of any sort of stuffed bear, but you do see that there are lots of footprints in this general area. Some of them, now that you look a little closer, are much smaller, but they look like bare feet. And then some of them are much larger, and they look probably like what a half-giant 5-year-old's feet.
We can either follow the tracks, or we can go get the others, because I don't want to be split up from them. I'm scared.
I got my beard caught in a thorn bush back here. I need a bit of help.
I'm
Okay,
gonna mage
let me
hand
help you
attempt
untangle.
to. I'm not gonna touch his beard. I'll mage hand attempt to help him.
Okay, do a
You don't
dexterity
want to touch
check.
his beard?
Sorry,
Touch his
I
beard?
know
Beard.
I know we're not in the scene, but are you in combat against a rose bush?
Listen,
11.
it came out of nowhere, okay?
Right. Okay. When we get
It's
into
an 11.
when we get into actual combat, you better not be this bad.
I expect you to be tripping on your beard.
Dude, I rolled a 2, okay? Come on. Give me some break.
Yeah, you're able to pretty easily just yank on his beard and get it out of this this rose bush that he seems to have just randomly gotten himself caught into.
I was searching.
Yeah, yeah.
What's this roach
certainly
bus
were.
doing in the kids' playground?
Roughing
That's
it
right,
up,
exactly.
okay?
I thought it was a
Like-
toy bear we were looking for.
All right, so Lump and Alasdair, is there anything that you guys want to be doing? You want to read a book or go into the nearby pub or anything like that?
Well, he's
While
on
you're
watch
waiting for
and
your friends?
I'm sleeping in the back of the car.
He's asleep right now, and I didn't really want to wander off because
He's supposed to be guarding the
he'll
car.
end up dying. I am confused about this bear. I thought it was a toy bear we were looking for.
Yeah, and there's
It's
like
a-
little
it's a
bear
teddy
feet.
bear.
But
Little
why the
stuffed.
bear footprints?
No,
Maybe
there's
it came
half
to life. It's like
half
Toy
a giant
Story.
kid footprints.
Yeah, but, sure,
But
but we
he
can't
No,
talk
it's
to him,
not
about
giant
Alistair.
bear
kid footprints
footprints.
and little footprints that look like they could be bare feet.
We
Is that what
can't
you
talk to
said?
him, Alistair.
No, sorry, that is my fault. BARE footprints.
Oh.
Oh.
As in,
Gotcha.
not
Yes,
that makes
wearing
sense.
shoes.
My fault.
Bare
Yes, not
feet.
See,
I
this goes
thought
back into
someone
earlier.
possessed the bear.
This is going back into earlier why I asked if the bear was living because I thought you were trying to pull something
Yeah.
on us.
All right, yeah, that is my fault. Yes, there are bare feet, as in not wearing shoes, footprints all over in this general area. One pair of which looks like half-giant child footprints, and the others which are much smaller, almost normal child size.
Okay, well, I'm just
He
going
has
to
a
wake
friend.
Soviet up and tell him to take over because I'm knackered.
It's only been
So
like 10
he's now gonna
minutes.
Yeah, but I'm old, okay?
10 minutes in your time is an eternity in the mind of Alistair the Great.
Fucking.
The
Oh.
He's
brilliant.
asleep.
All right, so fucking
Yeah, I'll
Lump
tell the
takes over.
brilliant.
You get in the sack, and so Lump is now on watch.
All right.
Right, so
Uh,
there's two sets of footprints that we're seeing here, okay?
Yes, there.
One
well,
big
there
old
are.
giant ones and some itty bitty
Yes.
ones.
Thank you, Soviet is better. Thank you kindly. Thank you.
Human small.
They look like vaguely normal child sized. Like maybe there's like a 6 to 8 year old kid who was walking around barefoot. That type of size.
Okay, so obviously, to my mind, what has happened here is he left the bear and some kids just five-fingered it. So
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
do we want to follow these footprints and see if we can find this like little snot and beat him up? Get that bear back or
Can't
something.
beat up a.
Well, there was also a cart.
I'm a dwarf, right? I'm the same
There's
size
like
as him.
cart
It's fine.
tracks, right?
Yes, it looks like there are cart tracks and then the two different sets of footprints. It looks like the smaller footprints are much more numerous.
Thank you, Krim.
It's a
Yeah,
gang
of course they're
little
more numerous.
snots.
They have shorter legs. They have to walk around more. They have tiny legs.
So it's potentially multiple children or a flock of gnomes.
Oh,
I don't know about you guys, but I really don't want to like go up against a whole bunch of kids. They're dirty. And...
Guys, what have small feet and steal things?
Children?
children,
Think
Children.
non-human.
hobbits.
Children.
Think
No.
non-human in
Goblins?
D&D. Yeah.
Gnome
I don't
children.
like. I don't like goblins. I don't like goblins.
I don't want to
What's
fight
wrong with
an
goblins?
army of
I
goblins
don't
or
wanna fight
whatever
'em.
because some dude's kid lost a bear.
Yeah,
know?
I'm not interested.
So do we just go back and tell the dude,
Thank you, Zynic.
nah, fuck you,
I'll-
and then leave?
I'll totally start following the tracks.
Do
I'm
the
just-
other
my
two
character's
want to
gonna-
follow Gladpuss?
I mean,
I've
it's
already started.
Are we
I started
ruining the
working.
adventure by
Alright,
get
we're
by?
following.
So just to clarify,
Why is Lump the brains of the operation?
are we ruining the adventure by doing our job by guarding the caravan?
yes.
I don't
You're-
really
Who
split up
knows?
from them anymore.
Quiet you. All right, we'll.
You are doing what you feel is right.
Well, we need to guard the caravan.
Wait, hang on. Where is Xavier? Sorry, where is Jimmy?
Oh, he's gone
Jimmy
back
went
to
back
bed.
to his house. Yeah,
He's the cake
because
shop.
yeah,
With
there was the
kid.
cake
Okay.
shop with his house upstairs.
Thank
He
you,
was
fella
afraid
dear.
that his kid was just destroying everything.
What if
Apparently
what
he's
if
got better
Lump
things
and
to
I
do.
go and investigate the cake shop to see if he does have a child?
No, sir, we've got to guard the caravan. Our job is to guard the fucking
It's
caravan.
nighttime. Nobody ever steals things at
That's when
nighttime.
bandits
That's
steal
why
things at night time.
everybody steals things.
We're caravan
How
guards
can
being
they steal
paid
things at night?
to
It's
guard. Right,
dark.
I don't want to
Can't
be
see where the caravan
unemployed
is.
when we get back to Luskan or whatever. I want to
You're
have a
called
fucking job.
Lump. You'll just get bodyguard work. It's
But-
fine.
We stay here and guard the caravan.
Ah, there's always one of you.
You're asleep. Shut up.
That's
Thank-
true. Why
Thank
are
you,
you
Travis.
speaking?
Thank
Alistair
you.
wants
And Robbie.
to use
Thank
his
you.
charisma to convince Lump, who is probably really easy to manipulate because he has an intelligence of -19,
But you're
to do
asleep.
exactly what he wants.
Should we
You're
do that?
asleep.
My charisma is
He's
so
using
high
his
that even
mind
while
power.
asleep,
Should we do that? Should we see if he
You
can
sleep,
defeat me?
sleep talking.
yes,
If your
I'd like
powers-
to wake up and use and try and manipulate
Okay,
Lump into
right,
doing what I want.
right, okay. So, all right, let's do this then. Should we do this, DM? Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I have an astronomically high charisma.
Well, yes, you do, but you're also asleep.
I
So
wake
you-
up.
Okay,
Lump
how about this?
snoring
Okay.
wakes me up. Oh no,
Alright.
that's your job.
He's awake. He's on
Okay,
watch.
Alistair.
I'm
I
asleep.
want you to do a charisma check, just a straight up charisma check.
Just
So,
okay,
Yeah, roll a d20 and add your charisma modifier from your character sheet.
okay. It has come back.
Okay, so you roll a 12. So here's what happens. As you are standing there in the bright sunlight, talking to Lump, making your best
I thought it was nighttime. Sorry.
Yeah, it's
making your
nighttime. What?
best
It's-
argument, putting your arm around his shoulder, walking through the streets of this large city which you have created, he seems to just morph into this bizarre arrangement of body parts, and then you briefly snort and wake up, and you look, and he is sitting there staring off into space, waiting for your turn to come up in the watch.
So you were dreaming.
Okay, Gladpuss, you are following the footprints, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I need you to do a survival check.
Okay.
So, yeah, roll a d20 and add your survival score from your character sheet.
That's an 8. I am good at tracking.
So
good.
as you're walking along, trying to follow the tracks into the forest, it's getting dark. It's kind of tough to see. There's a lot of underbrush, so about 20 feet in, with all these bushes and stuff around you, you have a hard time finding those footprints which you were just following a second ago. Do you want to ask your friends for help or anything like that?
How close are they to me? Are they right behind me, or are they like trailing way behind?
I thought we followed.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would like to be following you. I can make light. I can cast a cantrip, my light cantrip.
All right, I'll turn
Um,
around and be like, I can see shit.
All right.
You see
Uh,
the tracks?
Yeah, so as you cast light, you're able to see. You're all able to see a lot more clearly, and now looking ahead, you can actually see that there are some snapped twigs up ahead that you didn't notice before, just because there's thick underbrush. But now with this light having been cast, you can actually follow the trail a little more easily. Even though you've lost track of the muddy footprints, you can now see that there is a trail that's gone through a lot of sticks and bushes and other things, and you can see that it goes pretty far off into the forest, way beyond your sight and way beyond the light from your friend's spell.
Thank you, Azansin. Thank you.
How far have we walked approximately from the caravan?
From the caravan, it's been it's about a 10-minute walk from the actual caravan to here. But it looks like this trail goes pretty far into this forest, and the forest is pretty extensive.
Okay.
I don't know about you two. I'm more comfortable with mountains than forests, so I'm lost. I'll say it now.
Oh, great.
Well, I mean,
Isn't
none
one of you a half elf?
lost.
Another lost dwarf. Great.
I have elf eyes. That's right. Goodness.
What do they do?
I
What
don't
do your
know.
alpha
Stop
see?
Yeah, what do your elf eyes see?
I don't know.
A really
I don't know what
disheveled rosebush.
Okay,
It's half a beard is still in
I
that
don't
rose bush. It looks
remember what
fabulous.
my
Yeah,
elf eyes do.
Emerlin,
dark vision.
since yes, you do have dark vision.
Uh-huh.
Also, since you would now be helping to look around, you'd be using your elf eyes and your light cantrip. I want you to do a survival check as well. This time with advantage, since your friends are all kind of helping you out, and you're able to see a lot more clearly now. So, to roll with advantage, you'd roll twice and take the higher of the two results.
What do I roll?
Roll a d20 and add your survival modifier, and you'll do it twice and just take whichever one is higher.
19.
Yeah, so as you are trying to push your way forward, you can see that there are those snapped twigs that I mentioned before, and occasionally you'll come to a spot that has a bit of mud, where there's like maybe a small clearing or just a space between two trees where some rain came down, and you can actually see many of these very small footprints walking directly out into the forest, along with these two divots like someone pushed a cart through here. Yeah, you're able to follow them for quite a while. I want everybody to do a perception check. So all three of you.
That's a 20.
Yes, roll a
That's,
d20 and add your perception modifier.
That's a 1 for me.
And a 4.
Not a natural one, but a 1.
All right.
18.
All right. So, pushing your way through the forest, it's because it's getting darker. It's tough to see. There's a lot of thick underbrush. It's tough to see anything beyond the trees that are immediately around you. However, after a second, your friend from the rear perks up, and you hear him going like, "Oh," almost as if he's noticed something. And
Are you stuck in a bush again?
Sorry.
Dude,
no, actually,
what's you?
Alistair, you actually, or not Alistair, I'm sorry,
Paltos.
Paltos, you actually notice that up ahead through the trees, it looks like a few hundred yards farther on, there is what looks like some warm light, maybe some firelight or something. You'll also hear just a little bit of very frenzied chanting, almost. It's just barely carrying on the wind.
Barely.
Okay. There. I get it. Nice. You guys want to try and like, I don't know, sneak up and
Yeah, I
Like,
don't feel like
scope
we
it
should
out
stomp
before
in
we just
there.
sort of rush in and go like, "Hey guys, you seen the teddy bear around?"
Yeah, I don't. With the frenzied chanting, that's it's a little. You don't get
It's a
near
bit
that.
spooky dooky, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right,
Thank
let's
you,
try
Bismarck. Thank you.
We're gonna try and sneak up and get a better view.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, like.
Lump and Alistair. It's probably been about an hour now since your friends have left. The sun is now finally fully set, and you can hear that inside the first level of the inn, which you are in the carriage sleeping outside of. There are lots of people having lots of nice drinks. It seems that there's a tavern on the first level of the inn. They're all having a good time. You can hear that there's like some piano music coming out. There's like drunken singing. Is there anything you want to do? Do you want to go check this out, or you want to stay where you are?
I want to be inside having a drink, but we got a job to do. We got to guard the cart. We got to guard the cart. We got to stay here and guard the cart.
So you're saying that the singing is now enticing you?
Well, there's drinks and there's mead, and I like mead, and I really like mead, and it's in the tavern.
Merriment.
And if I could just get a bit of it, it would be nice. But there's no one out here to. Hey, hang on a minute. Nah, fuck it. I'm not gonna wake up Alistair. He's sleeping. But no, we gotta guard the cart. We gotta stay. So I sit here and pout, I guess, looking at the tavern and the merriment inside.
All right.
Pout or you brood?
Pout, brood.
He pouts.
Yes, pout. I pout
So it's
due to the
definitely
lack
a
of
pout.
booze
Pout
that I
in a
have.
manly way.
Pout in a man. Shut up. Regardless, I'm. What I'm saying is, I could do with some booze, but I'm stuck out here guarding this fucking cart.
You're the one that wanted to.
We've got a job to do. Yeah, we're
Please
not.
don't pout
We're,
near me when I'm
we're not the
unconscious.
ones out in the fucking stuck in the fucking woods hunting a fucking stuffed bear.
Yeah.
You could have come
well,
with us.
But yeah,
Then
but
who
we're
would guard
supposed
the
to guard the cart.
That's our main objective. We're
Yeah,
gambling
but-
5 GP in a probable bandit ambush versus.
A guard
Apparently, we never
our
checked
job.
to find out how much we were going to get paid for this.
Yeah. Anyway, so sorry,
Well,
Lump
it's
is
to do with the
guarding the
guild
cart.
anyway, so
Thank you, Forks.
there's
Thank
more
you.
than just the gold to be had.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, go back to sleep, Alistair.
All right.
All right.
So as you guys are walking through the forest, you said that you wanted to try and be a bit stealthy.
Mm-hmm.
we want to get
Okay.
a look at whatever's out there before it sees us.
All right. So in that case, I need all three of you to roll stealth checks. So roll a d20 and add your stealth skill to that. It's in that same column.
I did 20, yes.
17.
9. Oh, I'm not stealthy at all. I'm the worst acrobat ever.
All right.
Are you still
Very clumsy.
cartwheeling?
No.
While Emerlin unfortunately just isn't very good at sneaking around and just happens
trying,
to
I'm
step on
trying.
all of the dry twigs,
Oh,
the other
no.
two of you
I'm
do
sorry, I'm
manage
sorry.
to get a little closer to.
Thank you, Kristen.
What you now realize is another clearing which has a large bonfire in the middle of it. Now, this chanting, you would all hear it now, and it doesn't seem that anybody has taken notice of you immediately.
Can we?
But what you can hear are high-pitched voices that are
Thank you, Eternal.
in some language that I don't think any of you would understand. It all sounds horribly off-key. There are some hand drums being played that are less than rhythmic, and it's all just a bit disturbing.
Is the bear on top of the bonfire?
Do a perception check.
All of
I have
us,
a
or
6.
Anybody who actually wants to look out there.
oh,
See if there's a bear on a bonfire.
yeah,
Well,
apparently.
they
you know.
took the bear. I
I think I'll probably look. Maybe not. I don't think
What's
I
on
would
the
look on the
bonfire?
bonfire. But
Wait, is
What's
this
on the bonfire?
is
I'll look
this a
around.
specific role to just look at the bonfire, or is it this a role to kind of scan a little bit and see everything other than just the bonfire?
Well, Emerlin wanted to specifically look for the bear, but
Oh,
you
yeah,
guys
mine
can
was
just
very
be
specific.
taking a look around.
Okay, great.
I want to see if anyone is armed out of these guys, or if they're just having fun.
Okay. Yeah, do a perception check as well.
5?
You can't really see from here. Partly due to your stature, partly due to the fact that you just really can't see into this clearing very well. However, Kaltos, you are able to just barely make out in the middle of this clearing that there is, yes, there's a large bonfire in the center, and there are a series of kind of shabby-looking tents in a circle around this bonfire. You can't really make out too much more just because of where you're standing beyond the tree line, but you can definitely see some movement around the fire. It seems like there are lots of small shapes moving sort of in a circle, dancing around it, but just because of where you are right here, you can't really see too much aside from that.
Okay.
It's gonna be goblins.
Everything he said. So basically,
Bet you anything it's goblins.
the choice of maybe trying to creep up a little bit closer, maybe see if we can see what the hell's going on. I really don't like this situation. First of all, none of us know what's going on.
I bet you all it's goblins. It's definitely goblins.
And we can't see whether they're armed. So, what do you guys want to do?
It's absolutely 100% goblins.
I don't want to be here.
You don't want to be here?
Well, it makes me scared.
He's
Great adventurer you are.
Little, I know, I'm the worst. I really wanted to get out in the open, and now I just want to go.
Can I
I
climb up
stepped
a
on
tree?
all the leaves.
Yeah, you can certainly try to.
I'm gonna climb up a tree and see if I can see better from a tree.
If you fall out of this tree, I'm going to kick you.
Yeah, these trees, they're sort of mostly like pine trees, so they all have pretty evenly
Nice.
spaced branches. So you'd probably be able to climb one fairly easily. But just
Okay.
in case, do a either athletics or acrobatics check for me.
I'm calling it now, everybody in the chat. It's definitely 100% absolutely goblins.
Slightly better. That's a 12.
Yeah, so you do manage to climb up. Some of these branches kind of whip you in the face a little bit, but as you get up there, you get a much better view of this clearing. And from there, you can actually see the same thing that your friend saw, the sort of circular arrangement of tents around this large bonfire. And do a just general straight intelligence check for me. Just roll a d20 and add your intelligence modifier.
14.
Are you smart enough to climb this tree?
Are you smart enough to know what you're seeking?
Am I smart enough to not fall out?
It takes a while to like register exactly what you're looking at, just because it's gotten so dark and the bonfire is so bright that there's so much contrast. But after a second of taking this whole scene in, you realize that there are just maybe 3 dozen goblins dancing around. Dancing around.
Son of a bitch.
Called it! Called it! I called it!
Alistair
I
is
called...
unhappy at
Sorry.
being woken up in this way.
Sorry about that. Sorry. It's fine. Sorry. I'm fine. It's all good. It's fine. Carry on. Sorry, I'm not
Son
here.
of a bitch.
I'm back at the caravan. I'm so sorry. It's fine.
Lump the Smug should keep to himself.
Sorry, I'm keeping to myself. I'm on watch. Got it.
Alright, goblins. Anything else we need to know? Are we fucked?
Lump's just
What's going
given
on?
them away.
Sorry.
And alerted them to their presence.
There's no way.
Even though
10
he's
minute
like 2
walk
miles
away,
away
he's
from
going to be
us.
shouting and giving us away. Get out of here.
Sorry. I'm fine. I'm sorry.
Okay. What? Alright, we see
Go
goblins.
back
What
to your
else?
brooding,
Go back to pouting.
pouting.
I'm pouting.
Gladpuss, do another perception check for me. This time with advantage, so you have a very good view of what you're looking at.
Swear
Okay.
to God, if you fall.
If I fall. Let's see, what was
That's
it?
better.
Perception?
It's okay.
Yeah, perception. Do it with advantage.
It's a 20.
20. Natural 20 or
No, a 19 plus 1.
Yeah. So looking out into this whole tableau, you can you pick out the goblins. You can see there are at least 2 guys with really badly made hand drums that they're just pounding on, way off rhythm. There's this singing and dancing. You can see that a couple of them are pulling bits off what looks like maybe a roast pheasant or something that's kind of on a stick hanging above the fire. And way off on the other side of the clearing, almost directly opposite you, you could just barely see. Around the other side of the bonfire, there is what looks like a larger tent, almost like a pavilion. And standing in front of it is what looks like a full-size stuffed grizzly bear standing on a small cart. Its mouth is open in a snarl, its arms are up, and in front of this bear are at least 4, maybe as many as 10. It's hard to see, but at least 4 that you can count, goblins that are sort of kneeling there, looking up and sort of offering it pieces of meat and something shiny. One of them has, another has, it looks like a bowl or a goblet of wine.
Thank you, Hooded Kings and Mark. Thank you both. That's very kind.
Here's the thing. I have
They're
disguised
worshipping
self.
the bear.
Yeah, I
Excellent.
have disguised self as the bear. I could disguise myself as the bear. You guys run in, grab the bear, and then we get the hell out of here. Yeah?
Sorry, hang
Cool.
on. You're disguising yourself as the bear
Yeah. I have a
outside
spell.
of the camp so that we can run in
No,
to get the
no.
bear.
We gotta
inside.
get into the camp. Get closer to the camp. Make a distraction. I'll be the bear, and it's like C-3PO.
Okay.
I got it.
Question: How do
Yes.
we two, with the bear in possession, get you out? Think
can
about it
cartwheel
first.
away.
You cartwheel out. That'll be fine.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Oh
Lawrence.
fuck me, dude. Can I run? Can I just run away? Like, it's...
Can, if you want to.
Okay.
That is an option.
Come on. All right. So you want us to sneak up closer? Try
I mean,
and
it was
stay
just an
hidden.
idea. I'm up for whatever you want to do.
What is the
I
run
wanna
speed of
mess
an
with these creepy
unladen
little
goblin?
goblins. I just don't like creepy little
25 feet.
goblins.
Could a goblin smell us from afar?
Oh, 30,
He could
sorry.
probably smell you.
Good thing we
Alright,
left
dickhead,
Lump
I'm
behind, to be
trying to
honest.
help you here.
I mean,
Sorry.
we,
I'm
me-
sorry.
well, actually, Emmeline, you're probably too tall, but I could disguise myself as a goblin.
You
How is
could.
that going to
You're
work?
tiny like a goblin.
I am tiny like a goblin.
But the problem is you don't speak goblin.
You don't have to speak.
Just yell a
I'll
lot.
just play a drum. It'll be fine.
What if
What
you-
drum?
What could possibly go wrong?
This seems like some
I'm a bard,
ritualistic
I
thing.
have
What
a
if you
drum.
played the drum wrong and you set off some fucking... Listen, you're both dumb.
What
let's
do you
go
want to do
back.
then?
Let's go
What's
back.
your big idea?
Let's
Mr.
go back to the
Caught
other
in the
two
rose bush.
and piss off on morning. Fuck this guy and his kid. We don't need
We,
this.
I mean, we could come back with the others and get it if we had to. I don't,
Sure,
yeah.
right.
I don't
I-
really
I
want
have
to
an
deal with
amazing
goblins on my
idea.
own. Like, have you played Terraria? The goblin raid stuff.
No,
is-
I haven't.
you
I'm a
don't mess with
dwarf.
that.
I don't have technology.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
What are
I'm sorry.
you talking about?
I, out of character. I'm sorry.
Bro, I was born in a mine. Literally born under a
Okay,
rock.
okay. I'm sorry. I'm
Right,
sorry. Okay.
my plan, my idea. Let's go back to the others. We'll meet up. There's mead and bread and all sorts of stuff back there. Well, no,
Wait a
isn't
minute.
back there? Shitty goblins.
Do you
This
think we can still
Terraria
get
thing
the
is
cake?
not that stupid, because he may not have played Terraria, but he lives Terraria. He's a fucking dwarf. He does nothing but
That's
mine
true.
and
But I
attack
don't know
goblins.
the
True,
concept
it's
of
so
Terraria
true.
because it doesn't exist in this. Look, alright.
No, but your
I'm
life
sorry,
is
I'm
what
sorry.
Terraria is anyway.
Look, alright. I'm just saying. Let's take a vote. Let's go back and get the others, and
I'm
then
gonna go
we'll
back.
we'll decide as an entire group what to do,
Okay.
Take a
or
long
we could
time.
do what she said and die.
Uh-huh.
It was just an option. Okay. I'm okay with going back. I don't
I'm
want to
I'm
be away
voting
from the
hope.
others.
Hey, how heavy does the giant stuffed bear look?
Fuck me.
It's a big ass bear, man.
It's a big full size bear. Probably pretty heavy.
Pretty heavy.
Not sure how heavy, but there's probably a
Oh,
reason that
God.
it's on a cart.
Oh. Is the cart hooked up to anything?
Not that you can see, no. It looks like it's just kind of
Mm.
standing there.
Probably a hand
Go
run
get
around
the
it.
others.
Paltos, you
We have
can
a wizard
get
in- we
inside
have a
the bear
wizard in our
and just
party.
walk out.
Think about this, right? We could just rain down fire upon them, and then we'll take the cart
Oh.
and the teddy bear and piss off.
God, okay.
We could take the teddy
okay,
bear and
let's
just
go
leave
back.
you on the cart and hope they don't
Let's go.
notice.
Let's go.
Oh,
back.
I
That
was
was,
trying to get
I'm
back
gonna
to you.
stay in the tree and wait for them to come back to help.
That's a horrible idea.
That is a
Yeah, I think
terrible
that's a
idea.
really bad idea.
You're going to fall down and get stuck in a rose bush.
I'm dangling
No,
my
that's
feet
just
from the
Paltos.
tree branch, looking very pleased with myself.
All right. So what are you guys
I
doing?
don't want
Yeah,
to.
make a decision.
Okay, we'll go back.
I don't want to.
Are you definitely staying, Gladpuss?
I'm sitting in the tree. That's what I'm doing.
Come back with us.
Okay.
We can get a piece
Rest
of
in
cake.
peace.
We can get some cake. Okay.
We're totally not getting any cake if we're not bringing
Do you
want to
watch me
I will
ping another
get
rock
some
off
cake,
that guy's
okay?
head?
I'll bake you a fucking cake.
Do we have a recipe for cake?
Make a
You don't have to
decision.
bake.
You leaving?
Yes, we have
Right,
recipes
okay.
for cake.
Let's go. We're going. Come on.
Okay, we're all gonna
Gladpuss,
go back.
let's go.
You need to come down from that tree very safely, please.
I'm gonna.
Very quietly and safely, please.
Oh man, we're gonna attempt to climb down the tree then.
Can I cast Featherfall on her so she can just?
Can I
You
like?
certainly
Okay,
can.
I'll jump out of the tree,
Wait.
like expecting
Oh,
you to
Jesus
cast Featherfall.
Christ.
All right, I'm gonna cast
God.
Featherfall. What do I do for my spells?
I'm
Wait.
gonna start walking back.
You just kind of do it. It's just a
Okay.
thing that you can do.
That's Featherfall noise.
Did you do the fucking sound effect? Are you being serious?
I did.
You actually did the
did.
sound effect a moment ago. What is wrong with you?
What is wrong with doing a sound effect?
What
The
is the...
goblins will hear you.
Hey, okay, you think they can hear a noise whenever they're like chanting
Alistair.
their demonic bullshit? I don't think so.
Alistair,
Oh,
I am
actually-
genuinely not worried about them hearing the sound of the spell when we've got Gladpuss jumping out of a tree going.
Yeah.
Let's just hope this slow fall thing's not too slow. She lands and we get out of here because I don't want none of this.
Right,
Right.
come on, hurry up. What are you
Come
gonna
on.
do?
She's down. Is she down on the ground?
Yes, she would be down on the ground at this point.
All right, let's sneak away and then get back to
Okay.
Lump and Alistair.
Okay, I need the three of you to do stealth checks once again. This time heading back.
+4. Wish I'd slayed you.
Oh, does this good? Does this
Oh,
3? I got
14.
All right, so we'll just go down the line. Paltos, what did you get?
10.
10. Okay. And Emerlyn, what'd you get?
14.
And Gladpuss.
3.
Okay.
Oh,
God
rest
damn
in
it. Okay.
peace.
So, as you guys are starting to move back, Gladpuss actually trips over a root and falls into Paltos. And
Ooh.
there's a little bit of a
Stop
there's
it.
a-
Stop
There's
it.
a little bit of a scuffle sound, and then the singing behind you stops. The drums stop, and you hear this kind of chittering, very high-pitched, very energetic voice talking, and then you start to hear a lot of movement coming in your direction.
I'm gonna cast Disguise Self and make myself a goblin.
What, to
Okay.
scurrying over Paltos?
Yep.
Cool.
Okay,
That's a
so
bit harsh.
you look like a goblin now. What what are you
Great.
guys doing?
Fell
How
into
does that
Paltos
help?
And then disguised yourself. That was
Okay,
horrible.
okay. Here's the plan. Gladpuss, you
Yep.
disguise as a goblin, right? What you're gonna do is you're gonna try and fake them into thinking you've captured me sneaking about the place, right? Here's what we do. We're gonna try and get into the camp while Emerlyn escapes and tells the other two. We're gonna be inside. You're gonna fake tie my hands up. It's gonna be sweet,
Okay.
right?
You
And
didn't
then we
see
can
Disguise
go
Self
goblin.
is only
from
going to
within.
last for so long. Am I going to be able to get back?
Just
in the house?
run! Just run!
What?
Okay, I'm going.
You wouldn't stop and roll a
I'm
dice while
running back,
goblins
I'm
were
running
chasing
back.
you, would you?
Wait, are we all running or just her?
What's your plan? If you're there, not.
I don't know.
Oh,
What are you
oh.
doing?
That's
I'm
the
gonna
plan,
run
right?
after Emmeline as if I'm one of the goblins and I've seen her.
What about you're supposed to be
Running away.
capturing Paltos? Then you just leave him.
All right,
Oh
fuck
wait,
my plan
if
then.
they
Right.
That sounded way too
leave
complicated.
because they
Battle
think
axe
they're
at the
chasing
ready.
me, then he can go in, grab the cart with the bear, strap it to his chest because
Yeah.
he's
Fuck
got
the
big-
bear, we need to stop you getting eaten by goblins.
Okay.
This
They've
seems
made
perfect.
a bunch of noise, right? And they're trying to run away, so they're still making noise, correct?
They
I'm
are
still
making
making all
noise.
the noise.
Yeah.
Can I
I'm
can
not
I
making
like
noise.
sneak into a bush and hide for a second? Is that possible?
At this point, you, just because of your proximity, they would see you as you were getting into the bush.
Battle axe at the ready.
All right, okay? He's readying his battle axe. Gladpuss, what are you doing?
All right, if he's ready,
You are disguised.
I'm gonna like. I don't know. I'm gonna take up like a combat stance, like look like I'm about to fight Paltos, and be like, I don't know, what are we doing, man? What are we doing?
Okay. And Emerlyn, what are you doing?
I'm gonna hide behind Paltos, but also go into like a sort of half ninja movement.
You're
with my
the only
arms
one
up.
who managed to make it
Ninja
away.
pose.
Why do you come
Oh
back?
wait, I'm away.
Oh, your phone's giving away your position.
Yeah.
Well, not anymore. Okay, so
I made
Alright.
it. I made it
we
away.
three are fighting stance.
Well, hang on.
Or well,
Why not
me
run?
and
You got.
Evelyn are
What was
fighting
that?
stance.
You gotta-
against Gladys.
Wait,
I'm
did I?
pretend-
He needs to
pretending
come and
fight
get
you.
us.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Come and get us.
Oh, okay.
You got, like,
yeah,
two of
yeah,
your
I made it
party
away.
members.
I'm going to get them. I'm running
Yeah.
away.
Okay,
and
yeah.
they're shooting
Okay.
a fight.
Okay, so you are running away back to town, correct?
I'm booking it, man. I'm
Okay,
just trucking.
All right, Gladpuss, I need you to do a performance check to convince these goblins, which are now swarming into the forest around you, that you are one of their own. With advantage, since you have
Thank you,
disguise
Monkey.
self on.
Cool. Alright. 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 It's an 18.
All right. So as these goblins start swarming into the forest, some of them holding spears, clubs, you know, they have short swords, and some of them just have pointy sticks. They sort of swarm around you and around Paltos, and they all start pointing their weapons, sort of growling and looking at each other, and it's almost like that scene in Lord of the Rings in Moria where everybody's surrounded by orcs. What do you want to do?
Alright, punch me in the face as hard as you can. Make it look good. Like blood and everything. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'll go down, hit the ground like a sack of shit. You win the fight, and then we'll try and infiltrate and sort of stay alive till we see the others have come. They'll send a signal, you know.
Okay.
Emmeline made it. We'll
Okay.
she made it.
Okay.
yeah, I did. I'm making it.
I
Fucking go,
wildly just like super just wide swing at his face.
Okay. And do you actually want to try and hit, or is this just like a performance
I mean,
type of?
punch him.
Oh
all
no,
up
I
in
want
the
Okay.
face.
I want this real.
Okay.
Can I also aim my head at her fist?
Yeah, I would say that is a thing that you could do. That makes sense.
Is
You're
this,
going to end up
To be
damaging
honest,
her fist.
is this like a masochist thing? Are you getting pleasure out of this? Do you want her to just
No,
beat you
I
up?
don't want to fucking
Slap me.
Dude.
I'm
Slap
making
me.
it- At the very beginning of all
You're
this,
making
you
this
guys are
weird,
freaking
dude.
out,
You're
so
making
I
this
think
really
it
weird.
is.
Palthos' safe word is harder.
All right.
All right. Glepus, I need you to
Yeah.
do an attack roll and add your strength modifier.
Oh Jesus Christ! I'd be better off taking the performance. It's not too bad. It's 13.
All right.
Could have been
And
worse.
you know what? Actually, so do that with advantage since
Okay,
he is
okay.
trying to help you with this.
Leaning into the punch. Yeah, that didn't make it any better.
Stick my chin out like a boxer.
Right, so as you go and you just take this wild swing, this big old haymaker, it kind of just like grazes across his chin, and it's probably just because you're so full of adrenaline right now, but you go to swing, it brushes his chin and just whiffs past, and you almost like spin halfway around with your fist just like holding in the air in front of you.
Thank you, literature.
shaking and looking at your friend. Paltus, what are you doing?
Fall down. All
I'm
right.
get-
I clutch my eye and fall to the ground. Ah!
Okay, do a deception check. Or performance, whichever's higher.
They,
Like
they're both the same,
super
that's fine.
dramatic.
how hard is it to fool some
Is that
fucking goblins?
D20?
Yeah, roll a d20 and add the little plus above your
Right, 10.
10. Yeah, so goblins are not super like insightful. So as Gladpuss goes and air quotes hits you on the chin, and you just fall to the ground, rolling around in pain. They all sort of like back up a second, and then they start cheering, and they actually start clapping your friend on the back, just being like, "Ha, yeah, yeah, yeah." Neither of you guys understand a word that they're saying, but it's very clear that well, they're happy with the outcome. They immediately start tying you up, though. Is there
fine.
anything you want to do?
Shut up, Womble.
This is fine.
I'll go easy. This is part of the plan. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So they start tying you up with very very rough ropes, some of which have been like knotted together from smaller bits, and they're not going easy on you. They crank your arms up behind your back and tie them together, and then they hog tie you and start dragging you into their camp.
Jesus.
Paltos, if you've got a hard on, I swear to God,
Yeah,
this is
seriously.
finished.
We're not going to
finishing
rescue
now.
a guy with an erection.
If you've got a stiffy, we're done.
Oh.
All
What
right.
next?
So,
The moment we walk into your prison, I'm doing a
You can't
perception
help what
check.
you
to see
like.
if there's
You can't help it.
okay. So Emerlin, about
Yeah.
the time they would have completed tying up your friend, you would probably be getting close to the center of town since you were just booking it the entire time. What do you want to do now that you're getting back to town?
I'm gonna start yelling as I'm running at them and hopefully waking them up and getting their attention. Love, Alistair, we need your help! I'm running at them and I'm yelling.
Lump turns
Okay.
around to see the commotion and looks down the road to see Evelyn running straight at her.
All
But
right.
doesn't move, just looks at her confused. In fact, I'm eating an apple. I'm just sitting there eating an apple looking at her.
I'm just gonna keep
Yeah.
running and I'm gonna run
Yeah.
right into him.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try and stop and I'm gonna just collide into him.
Okay.
But
Is she with us now?
Yeah. She's right there at the cart.
So where the fuck have you been?
there's goblins! There's goblins!
Where's goblins?
They help out those that grab us! There's goblins!
There's
in the
goblin-
forest!
There's in the forest. There are goblins in the forest.
There's goblins!
Where are the other two?
They're with the goblins! They took them! I think, I don't know. I ran away.
You ran away?
I'm
What?
scared.
Why didn't you fucking fight?
Because they're dumb!
Because you're a bard. That's why you didn't fucking fight.
No.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Did you play a little
Really?
song as you were running away? Doodle-doodle on the
Oh
violin,
my
or whatever the
God.
fuck that is.
You wanna go brood
What is this
about
thing?
not
Is this
going in and
this a
drinking
lute?
some
What is this?
mead
See?
and singing
Should
with
bring a fucking
people?
sword. What is this shit? See, you just ran away and
I
abandoned
don't
them.
have time for this. Alistair, wake up. Alistair,
Yeah,
wake up.
Alistair,
I don't
wake
have
up.
time.
Hang on,
Hello, I'm awake.
bang
What's
on the side of
happened?
the wagon.
There are goblins.
There are
and
goblins.
Lump is a big pile of turds.
Ah, right.
Ah, right. Okay.
Mm.
Oh Christ! How many goblins?
Well, that means we get more money, right?
Trust
Oh
you
my
to
God,
go
we
straight
have to
there.
save them.
How many goblins?
There were a whole bunch of them. They were doing some sort of ritualistic
not a
thing around a
number.
bonfire. I couldn't count. I had like a 6 perception check.
Did you notice whether Paltos had an erection when he got carried away?
There was a little tinting happening.
Right. Okay. So our team. So Lump and Alistair have discovered that our teammates have been abducted by goblins. Right. So Alistair, I guess we gotta go get him.
Alistair wants to know where his underpants have gone while he was asleep.
I don't know. You were fiddling with them. Where'd you put them? Anyway, it's not important, right? So the point is, we gotta go save the.
We've got to go save them, right?
Right. Okay. So
You don't freeball it, dude.
right. So turn over to Emily. Right. So can you lead us? Can you lead us back there?
Wait, hang on.
Yes.
Wait. What are we going to do? Are we going to fight them or are we going to try and rescue them? Because if we're going to fight them, Alistair's a wizard, right?
Yeah.
Now, I don't know anything about D&D, but if I've got a fire spell and you buy some mead, you could chuck it on the goblins. I could set fire to it and cause an almighty explosion, and then we can just kill them all.
Right. Or here's a thought.
We
you
could
could just
drink the mead.
you could just fire the fire at goblins and kill them.
But I'm probably I'm level 5. That doesn't sound very high at all.
But they're fucking goblins. Okay, we don't have time for this. We gotta go. We gotta go now. So have you got your stick, Alistair?
My stick.
Your stick.
I have
You're a
quarter
wizard.
staff, not a stick.
Whatever.
It's a
Just
quarter
a
staff.
fucking stick. Grab your stick. Let's get the fuck on. Right, I've got
It's
my
a
sword.
quarter staff.
I've got my.
Don't underestimate a stick in a situation,
Right.
okay?
I've got my sword. I've got my shield. I pull it from the scabbard. Right, Evelyn, lead on.
You don't draw
Okay.
your sword before you run somewhere. You keep it in the scabbard, and
You're
then you
gonna-
get it
you're
out
I'm
in the-
new at this.
It's just the same
You're-
as running with
you're the
scissors. You
tank.
don't run with scissors.
Right. Okay.
Exactly.
Time is
I'm
of the
actually
essence, people. Lead the fuck. Right.
Okay, let's
Evelyn,
go,
lead
let's
on.
go.
Lead on. Right. Okay. Go. Alistair, get out the car. Alistair, get out the car.
Out of the car?
Out of the
Oh,
cart.
out
The
the
cart.
The
Get.
cart is objectively faster than on foot. That's
Get
why it's a cart.
But it's the fuck.
Oh,
Go
Fine,
down the
all right,
road.
let's
Come
go.
on, down the
Fuck
road.
it,
in
it's
park
nice
mode.
speed.
So Lump is following Evelyn and Alistair. Well, Alistair's trading
Evelyn.
behind. Sorry.
Get my name
Emmeline.
right.
I'm so sorry, Emmeline.
Jeez.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah. So we're following her down the road.
All right. So you continue down the road. What do you want to do?
Following Emmeline.
Animal,
Yes.
vegetable, or mineral?
What?
Well, how long is this going to take? Is it
What?
a long journey?
No.
It'd take you about maybe 20 minutes. Like the time that it took for them to investigate all the tracks and stuff. You could cut through that just by running. But
Right,
since they
okay.
didn't know the direction they were going specifically, it took them much longer. Regardless, it'll be about like a 20 to 25-minute run.
Oh, that's fine. They're probably not going to die.
Right, let's haul ass. We've got to go.
I'm kind of interested to see what Gladpuss is going to do.
Yes, actually,
Isn't she just
I was
a goblin
I
right
was,
now?
Yeah, I was
Okay,
just
so we're
going to come to
racing
that.
back.
I'm
Okay,
kind of
alright.
interested to see what Gladbuzz is gonna do.
Sure. Sorry to intrude. I don't suppose. Could we take a quick toilet break? We've been going for
Actually,
an hour
yes,
and.
I
Is
was
this in the
40.
game?
Yeah,
or
I
is
was.
this in real life?
Yeah.
I was just going
This
to
is not
come
the
to
time.
that because we have been going for about an hour and a half. So if we want to take a quick toilet break and
Yeah.
come back, that would be awesome for me as well.
Cool.
That's where
Let's
the brilliant
do it.
went before he started.
Just a moment. Back in a second.
All right, we'll be
We're all
back
going
very
together.
soon.
Let's go potty.
Right. Sorry. Back in a moment. Stream. Just bear with us. Just gonna go to the toilet and get some water. Are you a good girl? Yes, you are. Are you a good girl? You're not a bard, are you? You're actually useful. Yes. Are you actually useful? Yes, you are. Lily, come up here. Good girl. Come on. Good girl. Yes, you are. Oh, you're growling at me. Are you growling at me? Who's your good girl? Yes, you are. Who's your good gal? Right. Okay. I didn't wash. No, I did. I did wash my hands super quickly while the toilet was going. Right. I was just talking to Lulu, going fucking bards. Right. Okay. So yes, for the people just joining, we're just doing a bit of D&D, so a bit of Dungeons and Dragons. And so far, to quickly recap what's going on, so it's myself, Paltos, Gladpuss, Emmeline, who I'm not familiar with, we've only just met, and Alistair, and the DM is a gentleman called Xavier. And yes, we're basically trying to escort a caravan, and we've stopped in a local town called Wolfsbridge, and we're basically, we're investigating a missing teddy. Turns out that the teddy has been stolen by some goblins that are local to the area. And in the efforts to get the teddy back, one of our number has been captured, while another of our number pretends to be a goblin via a spell. And we're on our way back to try and rescue them. So that's where we are. Okay. Hello.
Huh?
Hello.
Hello. Back. Ha.
Hey, Womble.
Hello.
Sorry I called you a turd.
Sorry?
Sorry I called you a turd.
Who called me
Very
a turd?
apt, though.
Who called me a turd?
I did.
You did.
I meant it too, and I feel
Yeah.
bad.
Right.
My apologies.
Anyway, this is fun though. I'm enjoying this.
Good.
Oh, good.
But I swear to God, if the caravan gets raided while we're away,
I didn't even think about that.
It probably will.
We got to be super quick, okay? We've left the caravan unattended, which is gonna be
I mean, it's like 20 minutes there, and then dealing with whatever's there, and then another 20 minutes back, and that's if we're booking it.
Yeah, but even still, that's plenty of time.
Quite a long time.
For something to go wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good fun so far.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Have you done campaigns before?
Sorry?
Have you done D&D before?
Yeah, so in terms of pen and paper stuff, I've only done one other game before in the form of... sorry, that's not true. 2 other games before with some other ZF guys. We did... we did a Goblin Cave. And before that, I was a rather huge fan of Neverwinter Nights, which is a top-down isometric RPG. Yes, which is very, very D&D.
I played both expansions and the sequel. It was really good.
Yeah, I was a fucking sorcerer, cross-whatevered with a pale master. So I was crit immune, and I was it's fucking awesome. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I could turn people
Good
like
story
to
as
stone.
well. Really good story.
Yeah. Thank you, Eva. Thank you. Oh.
Was it Arabeth in the first one?
Yeah.
Arabeth.
Arabeth.
She was the paladin.
Her voice actress. Oh my god.
Yes.
The
very
Water
much so.
Davian creatures, not the Water Davian creatures. Yes, it was quite something.
I remember playing a fighter because I didn't know what I was doing, so I just picked fighter, and then at a certain point you get something called cleave, where you just get a free hit, and then the game just becomes really easy.
Yes. Yeah.
Every time you kill an enemy, you just get a free attack, so
Yeah.
you just wipe out these swathes of people.
Yeah.
Well, somebody on my stream is asking if you wash your hands.
I did indeed.
Good.
Because
Fun.
my microphone is quite sensitive, and my flat is tiny, and therefore people can hear me go for a wee wee.
Ew.
Really? You don't mute your microphone? You just let people listen to you?
Well, I kind of
They like to listen.
Well, I should have turned it off
Been
really, shouldn't I?
inspired by cyanide.
Plus, yeah. Thank you, Kendros. Thank you.
Gets you
Thank you.
more donations or something like that?
No, it's just
You
like
can let people listen.
I'm just really bad at this. I should have
Shame
muted it.
people?
No, it's fine. It's fine. No, there's no kink shaming here. I promise.
You wait till you find what Paltos looks like.
Whoa, what?
I already know.
I bet you anything we get
Shit
back.
on me all of a
It's
sudden.
on his
What have I done?
Twitter.
I bet you anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is actually.
I'm calling it now. In fact, sorry, Alistair, while we're running, somehow while we're running out of breath, I bet you 5 coppers that they've tied Palthos to a post to sacrifice him by the time we get there.
I bet he's very slightly lighter by the time we get there.
What do you mean?
Slightly lighter.
Nothing.
I mean,
What?
he doesn't have
they probably
a
will, yeah.
leg or something?
Well, no, you're not gonna bet against me.
Well, how much is copper? I don't even know how much money I have, but sure, I'll take that bet.
Take that
We're
bet.
getting gold for the mission.
5
I think
coppers.
they have him tied over a campfire, like in a spit.
That's what I mean. That's like on the fire.
Oh,
they're
I thought you
sacrificing
meant
him.
up against a vertical.
But yeah, the camp. I reckon they're trying to sacrifice him to the bear. 5 coppers.
You don't
The
know
teddy
about
bear.
the bear.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, good.
Did I
No,
not
no,
tell-
no,
did I
good
not-
call.
did I not
Good.
tell
No,
him the whole
you're right.
story?
You're right. No, you're
Yeah,
absolutely
you literally
right.
told them about the
Yep,
goblins.
you're right.
Goblins,
No,
that's
good call.
right. Oh no.
That would be metagaming. Yep. Thank you,
Wait,
Raw.
what?
Thank
we know
you.
we were trying to find a bear.
Yeah, but
but
we
you
don't
don't
know
know
that.
We
the-
don't know that the bear is huge and that they're like
Yeah.
watching me yet. All you know is that
Yeah.
I yelled about goblins.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry.
Okay.
Very true.
Also to explain, because you while we're on the break, to explain why I cheered earlier. So while Xavier was explaining what's going on, I was sitting there going, "I bet you it's goblins." To my chat, "I bet you it's goblins." And then the moment he said goblins, I went, "Yes!"
Oh my god.
I was like, "I'm
It was-
calling
it. was
it.
really
I'm
loud.
calling
Scared
it."
the crap out of me.
Sorry.
When you were trying to tell us like, well, what's small, not human, I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, we're dead.
Why?
Lump the smug.
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
But it's like little thieving goblins. They're always fucking stealing stuff. Thank you, Off the Century.
Okay.
Thank you.
Are we all-
Thank you very much.
I think
I'm
we're
back.
all back.
I'm back.
Are we ready to get started once again?
Yes.
Yep.
Sorry, don't know what I said. Don't know why I said it high pitched like that. Yes. Sorry. Lump, big, butch, manly. Yes. Sorry.
Well done.
I'll sit
All
here
right.
quietly like a guilty conscience.
Hi, Molly.
Hi, Molly.
Hey, Molly.
Molly, hi.
Molly. Right, we're gonna go.
All right,
right,
so-
yep, on the way. Yep.
Paltos.
Hello.
As you are being dragged, tied up, face down,
Nice.
across the the floor of the forest into this clearing where these goblins have set up camp. Just out of the corner of your eye, you can see that beyond the 4 goblins on each side that are kind of working really hard to drag you since they're so small, you see a larger figure sort of looming behind them. It's quite tall, much taller than you are, and it appears to have a very short fur. It's humanoid looking, but it's covered in short fur. It's wearing a leather strap across its chest, which is holding a shoulder plate on, sort of pauldron, and it has a leather loincloth as well. In one hand, you can see that resting on its shoulder is a huge club, which has metal spikes popping out of the end of it. And it seems to be commanding these goblins in whatever their language is, pointing and telling them to go to wherever with you. While this is happening, Gladpuss, what do you want to be doing?
I'm going to be helpfully helping carry Paltos, like a good goblin would.
Okay.
Keeping an eye on Tall and
Thank
Spiky.
you, Matt.
All right, yeah. So, being that you're standing up, you would you would be able to see this thing a lot more clearly now. You can see that it's quite large. It's just over 6 feet tall, very muscular, and it has this sort of bestial face. It almost looks like an image you might have of like a wolfman, like the wolfman from the old movie or something along those.
It's a bugbear.
Long pointed ears with hair springing off the tips, and these big tusks that stick out beyond its muzzle.
It's definitely a bugbear.
And it seems like it is very much in charge. It's directing you and your other goblin compatriots towards the other side of the camp, towards the bear. And now, as you move over in that direction, towards the large pavilion tent that you could see before, and you can see that this large tent, actually, the front flaps are open, and there is a figure standing in the tent, a little shorter than the large furry creature which is directing you, but what it makes up for in height, or what it lacks in height, it makes up for in its width and how much armor it's wearing. It appears to be very similar to the goblins, except much taller. It's probably 5'8", 5'9", something like that.
It's a bugbear.
British, like like a meter and a half.
Thank you,
We do
Zeta.
feet as well.
Well, yeah.
I
but-
don't.
Exactly. There you go. So it's about a meter and a half tall, and its large furry friend is about 1.7, 1.75, something like that, and it's wearing very dented armor that has sort of a metal skirt, large pauldrons, and a breastplate that kind of comes to a point right in the center. You can see that its skin is reddish, and it's glaring down at all these goblins as it holds a very long sword in its hand. The sword is actually the tip is resting on the ground, and his hand is resting on the pommel, and it stares down at Paltos as he's dragged closer. It looks very, very angry. All right, so Lump, Alistair, and Emerlin, what do you guys want to do? You guys
were you aware of
would
this
probably.
Are we
How,
there?
how close are
Or
we?
is
Yeah,
Gladpuss
you guys
aware?
would be just coming up to the edge of the clearing. You would see that your friend was dragged. You can actually see the drag marks. And it's pretty safe to assume that that was your friend being dragged away. But you can't actually see most of what's going on in there just because there are the tents circling around. What do you want to do?
Okay, so guys, slow down a bit. Slow down. So get to a walking pace. Keep your head down. Okay, so we're going to sort of carefully ebb our way with our weapons drawn up to the edge while staying in the hedgerows. Is that okay? So, as in, we're going to sneak up to get a better view. Well, as in to stay within the hedges around this edge of this encampment, and then could I perform a perception check to see what's going on for myself?
Yeah, you can
Is
do
that okay?
that.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So lump beef broth is going to roll.
Ridiculous name.
Shut up. Better than what is your Alistair the Brilliant? Oh, fucking...
Alistair the Brilliant. Mine's at least accurate.
Okay,
You're a
it's
level
not
5
for fighting.
wizard.
Now
How
it's not the
brilliant can
time
you
for
be?
fighting.
Perception, yes.
Yes, do a
Perception.
perception check.
Oh,
so
is
roll
it-
a d20 and add your perception modifier.
Got it. Sorry. Rolling.
Be a +4.
Ooh.
Yeah, natural 20. So a total of 24.
Nice.
Yeah, as you very cautiously sneak up, not necessarily trying to be quiet as just so much unseen. You kind of out of a tree, and you can see now that these short tents, which very clearly belong to all these goblins, where it's where they sleep. Are able to peek around the side and see there is this large furry creature, which looks very muscle bound and holding this club. You can see the armored creature that I described before, and you can also see now a large stuffed grizzly bear, brown with matted fur, its face arranged in a snarl. It looks like it's been arranged to kind of look like it's rearing up on its hind legs. And be very threatening. It's something you'd probably see in a hunting lodge, and it's standing on a cart. And your friend Altos is being dragged by half a dozen-ish goblins towards the large pavilion tent on the other side of where this bear is standing.
Shit. Emmeline. Hey, Emmeline.
Yeah, what?
Where the fuck's? Where are they? Where's Glampus?
What? I don't know. I wasn't here. I don't. She's disguised as one of the goblins.
How do you know that? Did she see that? Did she see that event? Does she
I
know that?
I saw it. I saw
Yeah,
her
she-
do
that
it.
was-
when I was away,
She would
right?
probably
Yeah.
see that like happening as she was running away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I did also insinuate that I might do that.
Sure.
before.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
so
that's true. Yeah,
so
that's
you
true.
you turn around and tell me. So I'll let you do it. Sorry. So where's Glampus?
The goblins right now.
Which one?
Sorry, I was whispering. I don't know. I don't know how to tell.
What do you mean?
which one she
What do you mean you don't know which one? There's fucking loads of them. We could kill her accidentally.
I know.
Oh, for
How am I
fuck's
supposed
sake.
to know which one she is?
Fuck.
Or like a bow on or something?
So
don't think
Lump
so.
looks across the clearing, sees the large creature, and is trying to discern which one is Glampus before we do anything drastic. Is it possible I could do either be a survival or perception or some sort of roll to try and identify Glampus, maybe?
Yeah, definitely. Do a perception check.
Okay.
And actually, you know what? Do a perception or an insight check, whichever one's higher.
So it's roll d20, and then... Sorry, can you repeat that?
Roll a d20. So do a perception check or an insight check, whichever one's higher.
Okay, my perception is higher at 4, so rolling 1d20. Oh, sorry, I suck at this. I just typed it instead of do roll. Okay, so Lump is attempting to determine which one is Glampus.
It's, from this distance with the glare of the fire and the fact that there are a lot of these goblins moving around. It looks like there are at least 3 dozen goblins moving around in this area. It's tough to see which one might be Gladpuss. Some of them are, standing still. Some of them are like actually jumping up and down because they're excited, and it's all just kind of a one big mass of movement.
Okay, right, we've got to get in there and save save Paltos and try not to kill Glampus. Oh, sorry, we've got to try and do.
Lamp.
What?
Lamp.
I
Lamp.
bet she's gonna be close to Paltos, right?
Well, we don't know
What is it,
that.
Alistair?
Wait, Alistair.
Lamp.
Yeah.
You owe me 5 coppers.
Oh, for fuck's
my
sake!
God.
Later,
No, we
motherfucker.
wasn't-
this right now.
He wasn't being spit roasted.
Okay,
He was being
right.
dragged to the giant bear. Could I please have my money
Okay,
before
you
you
see,
die?
right after the fight, I'll give you the money. Right,
Oh, for
listen.
fuck's sake, priorities. Come on, look.
Fucking look. Okay, listen. Look, we'll do it in a minute. Look, busy right now. Okay, look.
All right.
What
I'm-
do you have?
Alistair, can you tell which one is Gladpuss?
Wait, sorry. Sorry to interrupt. Alistair, what is so? What do you have in terms of spells? If we were to go in there now, what do you
I
have in
have
terms
not
of?
the foggiest idea.
You're a fucking wizard.
no.
What happened to Alistair the
My
Brilliant?
character's a wizard. I'm a level 0 D&D player.
Right.
I
do I
have,
have a-
I have
Oh,
I have some
if you get
spells
a-
up on my screen.
Okay,
Yeah,
hang on.
okay.
I know
Uh,
that goblins are they're cowards, right? They need a leader. What if we can just kill the leader outright? They'd all run away, right?
Yeah.
They definitely
With
would.
what? What spells?
But what
They
spells
call
do
me-
you
I'm
have?
pretty
Oh.
sure I have a fireball. There's got to be a fireball.
Look
it's
at
got
D&D
armor,
Beyond
and
page.
I
know
Scroll
that
down to where it
magic
says
goes
spells.
Well,
through armor.
Xavier just said he had
Yep.
some spells up, so that's
Yeah,
okay.
I
Oh,
have.
perfect.
I do have some spells up.
Tell me what I got.
Selected, but you do have various things along that line. You do have some things that could do some damage. You don't have fireball yet, just because of your level. That's a little bit of a higher level spell.
What do we have
but,
that wouldn't involve fighting? Can I deceive or freeze time? Somebody said
yes,
in my chat.
you do have the charm person spell. You have
Can I use it to make Womble nicer?
Fuck you, you fucking cock.
maybe.
No, nobody's that powerful. Come on.
Cock. I'm lovely.
So yeah, oh my
could
God, it
try
worked.
you could try to charm someone, someone who's
There's
presumably
too
a
many
leader.
goblins.
You could
presumably.
you could try to make someone sleep. You could just launch some magic missiles at them. There are a few things that you could do. Since we haven't nailed down all of your spells right now, just sort of describe
Okay.
narratively what you want to do, and then we can figure it out from
Sure.
there. Does that sound good?
Right.
Well, as a group, we'd need to decide whether we're going to do stealth or try and fight
Thank you,
before I
Ryan.
start picking spells. 'Cause
Sure.
I don't want to do something and not tell my group first, otherwise it won't work.
Here's what I'm thinking.
How likely is it that charming the leader would work? It seems like that would be a difficult dice roll.
Probably. But here's what I'm thinking. Right, I'm just going to put this out there. We need to get in there now. We don't have time to screw around. They might kill Paltos. And we don't know where Gladpuss is, so we can't just start firing spells willy-nilly. What if we rush in? I will make a shit ton of noise. I will start to try and intimidate them as best I can. The goblins that rush me to try and attack me will presumably not be Gladpuss, so we can freely attack them. Because Gladpuss isn't going to rush to attempt to kill us, is she? She's going to stay with Paltos.
I don't know,
So-
you might have a history.
Yeah,
That's true. But my point is, the ones that clearly try to come at me are going to be ones that we can fight. We fight them, we kill them, we save Paltos, we go home for sandwiches and hand jobs. What should we do? What do you think? How's that sound?
Can I have cake instead of a sandwich?
Fine, but I say we get in there and start killing.
I mean,
Thank you, Fnatic.
so wait, instead of a sandwich, not instead of a hand job.
Are you guys debating the
No, I
reward
still want
instead
the
of the
hand job.
plan? We need to get into the fight and get in there.
Okay.
Right, okay. So we're getting in there?
All right. I guess we're going. All right. I also have like a zone of truth thing.
A what, sorry?
It's a zone of truth spell.
Okay, what does it do?
Wouldn't that? Oh well, no. That would make her. That would make her disguise fall off, so that everybody else would know that she's not a. Okay, never mind. Let's go with your plan.
That sounds
Let's go.
like you're trying to kill her.
I don't want to kill her.
Disguise as what?
I
Okay.
don't want to kill her. I need her.
The disguise
Do I
as
have
what,
any
sorry?
spells
So
that would-
okay, so we're waiting for all the goblins to. We're gonna run in and kill the goblins that come at us.
Do I have any spells that wouldn't just friendly fire Womble in the middle of them?
Oh yeah.
Sure. But
Okay.
I'm thinking specifically, I step out, I roar, I try to intimidate, and I get as much attention on me as possible. And you guys start
Why you
killing the
roar?
ones
Sounds
that...
about right.
Yeah, we need to do something now. We don't have the time to debate. You guys ready?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll take that as
While
a yes.
this is happening,
Right.
Paltos and Gladpuss, you guys have now dragged. Well, Gladpuss, you and your goblin compatriots have dragged Paltos up to the base of the tent, just past where the bear is standing, and sort of dragged him up and put him in a kneeling position to look up at who is presumably the leader of this band of goblins. This is, like I said before, he's pretty tall, pretty well built, and very
you for
well
Silver.
armored. And you can see that he's giving orders to the various goblins around, to the large furry creature, and he looks down at you, Paltos, in your face. Says, "Why are you here? What did you come for?"
I'm lost. I was just wandering in the woods, and then I fell over this little short arse here, who then started trying to fight me. And listen, I am a simple mushroom seller. Okay, I got lost. I'm just trying to get my way back. All right. I don't want anything to do with this. I'm presuming weird sexual religion thing. Look, I don't judge. It's cool. I just want to get out of here. All right.
Well,
Doesn't
Mr.
look like you don't want anything to
Mushroom
do with
Seller, you appear to be rather heavily armed for someone who just sells or picks mushrooms. I don't think you're lost at all.
Ask him what happened to his beard.
I think that you came here to attack me and my compatriots.
Who even are you?
That doesn't sound like Goblin to me.
My name is Omos. Who are you?
I'm Paltas the mushroom seller. Listen, right? Look, I didn't mean to stumble in on this. It happened. Okay, look, it's a mistake. I tell you what, you let me
You
go.
need to use your high
and-
charisma.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do, right? You let me go, and then we'll part ways. I'll never mention this to anybody. How's about that? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
I have a better idea. How about I use you to feed all of my friends in honor of our trophy?
I demand a trial by combat.
This is not Game of Thrones. This is not Game of Thrones.
No,
We covered this.
Can I
This is
roll-
D&D.
Can I roll to convince him to let me fight his best champion for my freedom?
No, before that, ask for clarification.
It's a good
He said,
distraction.
like, but is he going to use you to feed them, like, by feeding you to them, or are you just going to work for him as a chef?
I think we can assume that he means I'm
No,
going to be
never
food,
assume.
okay?
Well, he knows that you're
Alright,
a
look.
mushroom farmer.
Is he offering you
Yeah.
a
You
job?
have mushrooms.
Is he going to
Maybe
end this with
you can just
employment?
make him a bunch of
Okay,
delicate mushrooms.
okay. Are you offering me a job, or are you going to cook me?
Oh,
Like
I
Simpsons,
would
how to cook for
never
humans.
cook you. That would be the job. My lieutenants.
Ah.
Right. You're gonna try and eat me. Right. I want to
Hmm.
fight. I want to fight your champion for my freedom. Big Harry over here. I'll fuck him up.
Oh,
Big hair.
you want to fight, my friend? All right. He nods to this large, furry, massive muscle, and it just nods back to him with this. You now see that it's actually got a grin spreading across its face. Its teeth are just poking out in this horrible sort of almost like a chimpanzee grin, and it hefts its club on its shoulder, and you can hear it grumble something in whatever language they speak, and Omos says, "The challenge is accepted. Untie him!"
Fantastic.
So,
And, all of
I'm
the
gonna start
goblins
untying
start
him.
to untie you.
so at the edge of the clearing, Lump Beef Broth, who had his sword drawn, is about to rush in, stops and goes, "Oh, this could get interesting. I just want to sit here and watch this for a moment." So he sits down.
Okay, so so you guys at the edge of the clearing, you just want to wait?
So Alistair is leading in, and I sort of reach over and put my hand on his shoulder and just go, "Let's see what happens."
Well, you're not gonna try and
Alistair
make another
doesn't
bet.
want Womble's hand on his shoulder. He
Oh.
feels uncomfortable.
Alistair,
Shrug.
You don't feel uncomfortable.
25 copper, he gets his ass kicked.
You haven't paid me for the last lot.
25 copper,
I
he gets
feel
his
like
ass
instead of
kicked.
betting on his fate, we should probably try and help influence the fight without being detected.
We'll help him.
Maybe we can use our spells
We'll
to
yeah,
help
that great
immobilize.
great
this-
idea. Great idea. In a moment. Let's see what happens.
All right. So you guys are just waiting.
Fuck's sake. Okay.
Emerlyn, do you want to wait with them?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm just
I'm
taking.
gonna super casual shimmy up to the giant bear.
Okay.
The second time you've screwed Paltos over.
I just want to watch. Just bear with. We'll go in a second. We'll go in a second. I just want to see what happens.
He was going to get
stuck in a
away.
rope.
Get away. You tripped him up. Disguised yourself as a guy.
I just want to see what happens
Rose
briefly. We will go in. Keep your weapon ready. We will go in. I just want to see what happens.
Okay, Gladpuss, what did you say you wanted to do?
Oh, I'm just gonna shimmy up to next to the bear.
Okay, and just kind of wait there.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So over the next few minutes, a space is cleared right next to the bear. The bear is actually moved off to the side, and the large pavilion tent is pushed back, so that there is a large open space between the the bonfire and the pavilion tent, and the ground is cleared of any rubbish or anything else like that, and the goblins in this sort of like chanting line around this area. Almost stands in the entrance to the pavilion tent with the sword in hand. He raises it as you square off against the large furry creature with its club. He raises his sword, drops it, and says, "Go!" All right. I need you to do. I need you to roll initiative. So roll a d20 and add your dexterity modifier.
What's my dexterity? Oh yeah, plus.
Alistair.
13.
Yeah.
13.
We'll go in a
Alrighty.
second.
So that's going to be. 1 second. Let me just write this down. All right, so that's going to bring it to the top of the round with the bugbear. This giant, muscly, furry creature is just going to start running at you with a roar.
Wait,
And it's
did you
going
say bugbear?
Bugbear.
Yes, I did say bugbear. Yes,
Sorry.
it is a.
I'm fine.
Oh yeah, no, I understand.
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine.
It is going to
What was
run
that
at you
laugh?
with its club, and it's going to take a swing at you. Let's see here. That's going to be an 11 to hit you. Does that hit your armor class?
How do I know?
Oh, so if you take a look at your character sheet up at the top,
14.
there. Yeah. So since your armor class is higher, it's going to actually miss that hit. So it's going to take a big long swing, but you actually see it coming pretty well, and you manage to just dodge out of the way. All right, it's your turn. What do you want to do?
Since I'm close to the ground, low center of gravity, whatnot, grab a handful of dirt right in the eyes.
Ooh, okay. Do a roll a d20 and add your just your dexterity modifier.
6. Okay. I'm dead.
So as you go to scoop up this dirt, it sees what you're doing, and it dodges out of the way as the dirt goes flying at its face. All right. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn? Do you want to like move around him or anything else like that?
How far apart are we? A couple of feet.
He's almost on top of you. Yeah, you're a couple feet away.
Jesus.
While
What
this is
if I-
going on, can I see if people are paying attention to the bear at all?
Sure.
That's
Do a
interesting, yeah.
perception check.
Thank you, Gillen. Thank you.
Oh, I'm not looking at all. It's a 3.
Just because of all the commotion, because there are so many goblins all kind of pressed up against you, it's tough to get a bead on who might or might not be paying attention to the bear at this point.
Okay.
So while this
All right.
commotion is going on, Lump, Alistair, and Emmeline sitting in the hedge. Lump starts eating an apple, and it's just watching with amusement of what's going
What's
on.
with you and the apples?
I like apples. Okay, it's good.
Oh, okay.
That's
Are they-
3
wait,
of
are
his
they
5 a
green or
day
they red?
now. Two apples and a beer. He's more than halfway there.
Anyway, so we're just watching. Yeah, enthused.
All right. Alistair and Emerlyn, do you guys want to do anything?
I'd like to know what would happen if I did cast a charm spell on Soviet Womble.
Well, actually, I do have the description for the charm spell right over here. Let me just pull that up. 1 second.
Just sitting here eating, not even aware of what's going on. We will run in a minute, Alistair. We'll run in and start killing. I just want to wait for
We'll see about that.
Paltos to get hurt.
You
Thanks.
attempt you attempt to charm a humanoid. You can see. Make a wisdom saving throw. So he would roll a d20 and it had his wisdom modifier.
Okay.
And that would be versus your spell casting ability. So basically, what that would mean is that he would have to beat a. Let me see. I think it's. I think it's like a 13 or something at your level. So he'd have to roll and beat that 13 to not be charmed. But then. If it fails its saving throw, it is charmed by you until the spell ends, which is up to an hour, or you end it. And the charm
Excellent.
will be true.
Thank you, Skuskus.
Yeah.
Right. I would like to attempt to charm Soviet Womble.
Okay.
Whole
So,
hour.
so
Can do a
mark
lot
off,
in an hour.
mark off one first level spell slot on your spell sheet down at the bottom of your character sheet, and
Sure.
And Lump will need to make a wisdom saving throw. So he'll have
It
to roll
doesn't
a
seem like he'd
d20
have a lot of wisdom.
Rolling 1d20.
and then add your wisdom modifier.
Okay. Yeah. Rolling now.
All right.
Oh, no.
So Lump starts to feel this sort of like warmth, almost as if the feeling of friendship has just taken over him. It's this odd sensation where in the back of his mind he's just thinking, "Wow, I really like this Alistair guy. He's
This is how I
just a
feel every
good
time he
dude."
hosts me.
So,
I
Lump.
really like him. I should just like, you know what? Whatever he says, I'm gonna do just because it sounds. He's such a smart, charming, awesome guy.
So Lump,
Yes,
Lump stops
for
eating
the-
his apple, turns around at Alistair and just says, "You know what? I'm glad you're here, Alistair. I'm glad you're here." And then goes back to eating the apple, watching the fight.
Oh, I'm so
Okay.
glad I'm gonna die soon.
All right.
Right.
Thank you.
Alistair
I wanna give
turns
them
to
a very
Emmeline and
strange
says,
look.
now that that's taken care of, we need to do something about this because Partos is going to die if we don't. Also, what do you want to do with Womble?
Sorry, I'm charmed, but I'm not brain dead. I'm like, yeah, let's get in there then. Let's get into this fight.
You know, he
Well,
has
I'm
all
not
those
sure what
apples, and he
charmed
hasn't
means.
offered us any apple. Just saying.
And he owes me 5 copper.
Oh yes, sorry.
Yeah,
Hang on a
let's-
second.
Well,
Sorry.
we can deal with that later. We need to deal with.
Here you go, 5 copper, Alistair. So I go to hand him 5 coppers.
Thank you.
So
Yeah.
while you guys are making this very friendly transaction,
Friendly,
and
yeah.
figuring out what you are going to do next, that's going to bring it back to the top of the round with the bugbear. Sort of spitting on his
dang it.
heel. He's going to try to hit you again with his club. And that's going to be, let me see here. That's going to be that's going to be a 7 to hit you, which simply will not. You manage to just dodge out of the way as you are, as you're still down by the ground, grabbing that dirt. He goes to swing at you, but it just whiffs right over your head. All right, your turn, Paltos. What do you want to do?
So he's done like a slash over my head motion, right? So technically his body is kind of a little bit turned away from me. So I'm going to use
little
that
bit, very briefly.
momentum as it's happening to try and get a nice slash up. What have I got? What weapons? Hand axe. What am I using a great axe? I guess.
Probably.
Right, I'm going to try and smash him right in the gut with it.
All right. So, roll a d20 and then add a +7 to that.
D20 plus 7. Come on, baby. Never mind.
Oh, natural 1. Yeah, so as you go to swing at this guy, you both happen to be at the same side of this ring of goblins. And as you go to take a swing, he just sees it coming and manages to dodge out of the way. However, your great axe twirls around. You were expecting to hit, and you didn't. The strength carries it beyond where you were meaning to swing, and actually hits a goblin who was standing just off to the side. It just embeds in this little guy's chest.
Success.
Okay. And I need you to roll damage. So roll a d12 +4. All right. So as this this wild great axe swing comes down, it actually cuts entirely through his chest, the top of its body sliding off as your axe cuts through and then cuts through the one next to him.
Nice.
This one actually gets embedded in its kind of upper belly
Thank
area.
you, Mac and Doctor.
And there's this just shriek as it falls to the ground and its intestines just spill out. It's trying to like pull its intestines back in, but you can see that it's slowly bleeding to death. All of its friends around it are jumping and chittering, and it's actually a shocking, disgusting sight. All right,
Pretty gnarly, dude.
all right. So, Gladpuss, what are you doing right now?
There's definitely no one watching the bear. I'm just saying.
There's definitely no one watching the yeah, pretty much.
I mean, at this point, there is probably no one at all paying attention to the bear. They're so focused on the fact that two of their friends just got chopped in half to really care about the bear.
By a mushroom vendor.
Does it look like me with my strength of freaking nothing could possibly drag the cart any distance at all?
You can certainly give it a shot, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna create, right? I'm gonna cast Silent Image and create a duplicate of the cart right next to where the cart is, and then we're gonna drag the real cart and try to drag the real cart away.
Okay. Yeah.
Can I do that?
Yeah, definitely do that. You're trying to move the cart away. It's actually fairly easy to push. It seems like the axles of this cart that it's standing on are pretty well greased, so it's easy to move. It's just kind of tough to like steer it. But as you're moving away and casting this silent image, there is another goblin who just happens to be standing right next to you, who kind of looks off to the side and sees what you're doing, and it like talks directly to you, but it obviously you can't understand its words, but it's very clearly like it's pointing to one and then pointing to the other and back to the other bear. It seems incredibly confused, and you can see that it's like starting to reach for its very short sword, about to pull it out. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna like just grin and like and I'm gonna cast Hypnotic Pattern, like just all up in
It's fake.
Everywhere.
as much of everywhere in front of me as possible, where he is and where everyone else is.
Oh my god, why didn't we do this before?
Okay, that sounds cool. The air inside a 30-foot cube. A wisdom saving throw. Okay. All right. So
For the
probably...
distraction of the rest of the group, I'm literally like pulling lots of shiny hypnotic patterns out of the air and just like this
was gonna
massive
say-
cascading light of just
Surely now you know which is
madness.
which.
But no,
Yeah.
here's the thing. We're in the hedgerow. Goblins and a big
Yes.
melee and a fight in the middle, but and big fires, roaring fires. She's on the other side, but we can't see this, so we don't know that the cart's being replaced, and we don't know what's. But to our eyes, a goblin is going for the cart.
Presumably, yes.
So we don't know this. We can't. Yeah, we don't know what Glampus is doing. So we just
we
see
do know that
goblins.
she is a goblin.
You do see the magic.
Sure, but we don't know which one.
Yeah, but we can. If there's a goblin acting suspiciously, like unlike the other goblins, we would assume it probably is Gladpuss.
Can we see that? We're in the hedge, and there's a big fight between us and Glampus, isn't there?
Why don't you do a perception check? And this is going to be with a disadvantage, meaning you roll twice and take the lower of the two.
Okay.
Because you are in a pretty awkward position to try and see this.
Me
but
or
you would see anybody who wants to actually take a look for it, but you specifically.
Glampus? Alistair, did you want to? Because I did the last one.
Sure. Is Gladpuss not supposed to roll to see if it actually does
Sure,
it?
I can. I thought it was Gladpuss.
So actually, the goblin that she's trying to affect, and actually anybody in that area, has to roll to see if they are not affected. But they're goblins. They're not incredibly wise, so they are definitely just sort of transfixed by this hypnotic pattern.
Oh, so it's
It's
like a
this
distract thing. Okay, yeah.
super shiny, distracting hypnotic pattern, and they
Exactly.
currently are considered incapacitated.
I thought it was
Yes.
like a charm effect type thing. Okay.
Technically, they are charmed, and it affects them in such a way that it makes them so that you just can't move.
Cool.
Meanwhile,
Well,
so Gladpuss, what do you want to do beyond that? Do you just want to start pushing the cart?
Yeah, I'm just gonna try and get the cart sort of away from the everything.
All right, cool. Yeah, it does roll pretty easily, and most of this clearing is actually fairly level, so it's easy to just kind of push it towards the forest. It's pretty tough to actually steer it. You needed to actually do a strength to see if you can steer it in another direction. But right now, you could just like start pushing it straight towards the forest if you want to.
Yeah, I'm just straight towards the first.
All right, cool.
Easiest route.
So, while she is pushing that off to the side, Lump, Alistair, and Emmerlin, you guys are off to the side. You can see that the bear seems to be moving, and then suddenly there is this shimmering cloud of amazing patterns in sort of a 30-foot area right over there that just seems to have most of the goblins in that area transfixed. You can't see why the bear is moving, but you can see over the tops of these tents that it is indeed moving towards the forest. What
Sure.
would you like to do?
Well, we gotta get. So Paltos is now in the middle of the arena. They're not just gonna let him walk out of there. We gotta get in there and save him. So we gotta rush in. We gotta.
My man.
Yeah,
Can I?
I think we need to save Paltos, to be honest.
We gotta rush in.
Um,
So we gotta just start killing. We've been out of this too long. Are you guys ready?
I command Soviet Wumble to rush inwards, screaming, "For Alistair the Brilliant," with his sword in the air.
I have a sudden desire to run in screaming that for Alistair the Brilliant, for his what? What was the other bit? For Alistair the Brilliant,
that'll
Your
do.
sword.
with my sword in the air. Yes, with my sword in the air. Right, so Lump Beefbroth stands up and can I do like a roar because I've got intimidation? Can I just rush in
Yeah.
with my sword?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna
Actually,
need to hear
yeah.
that more.
Do. Yes,
Can we get an
I think
example?
we do need to. Yeah.
We need to hear the word.
Yes.
Okay, so
It's important.
what do I roll as I run in with my sword drawn?
Well, you just go "Rah!" really loud into the mic.
No, what do I roll though?
Roll a d20 and add your intimidation skill.
Uh-huh.
Obviously, he's not going to roar very well if it's a shit roll.
So my
Yeah.
intimidation is.
He has a really bad roll. You have like a voice crack in it.
There we go. So how did I do?
Not very well.
So as you go and you start running into this encampment,
We need to hear this.
you let out this roar that unfortunately is strangled off by the fact that the wind has slightly shifted and a bunch of smoke blows in your face from the bonfire. So yeah, let's hear that.
Sure.
Let's hear
So-
the strangled roar.
So Lump unsheathes the sword, stands up from the hedgerow, says, "For Alistair the Brilliant!" and then charges towards the battle, running up towards the first goblin and goes, "Ah!" and then goes to swing his sword at the first goblins. Do I make it in one turn? Can I make it the goblin in one turn with my sword?
You would be able to make it all the way there, but that would be the entirety of your movement and your action. It's probably about 60 to 70 feet to get over there.
Okay.
So that would be considered your turn. And actually, on that note, I would like you to roll initiative.
Okay, rolling in.
So roll a d20,
Uh-huh.
and then add your dexterity modifier, or whatever it says in the little initiative box way up at the top of your sheet.
Initiative is not my armor
It's going
class.
to be my new
it's
sub alert, I
2.
think.
Yeah.
Yes.
10. Fuck's
I'm
sake.
going back in the clips and getting that sound clip out.
Yeah, 1,000,000%.
Fuck all of you.
Vagrant, please.
Every
clip
time
that.
somebody
Please
like,
clip
every time
it.
he. Oh god.
All right, so that is going to be a 10. Okay, and so Emmerlin and Alistair, did you want to follow behind?
So I have this vicious mockery thing. Will
Yeah.
that spell work on the thing? What is it? A bugbear? Bogbear?
Yeah,
That-
bugbear. Yeah, because it's magic, it doesn't necessarily need to understand the actual words you're saying. It just needs to understand that you are mocking it horribly.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go in. What's my? I don't know how far my movement is. Or how
You
far I
would-
can go.
Yeah, you
Is
would
it-
be able to get up to about the same spot that Soviet is.
Okay, I wanna get around there and then use vicious mockery on the big thing. Oh, what is
Okay,
it called? A bugbear?
Yes, a
Bugbear.
bugbear.
A
And
bugbear.
since you're trying to do that, I want you to roll initiative as well.
Okay, and that's a D20?
Yes. So roll a d20, and then up at the top of your sheet in the middle, there's an initiative modifier. So, example for lump, it's a +2.
Oh, okay, +4. Okay. 15.
Alrighty. So we're going to be between the bugbear and Paltos. And Alistair, I want you to roll initiative as well if you're running up.
I'm a wizard. Why would I go anywhere? I can just stand there, can't I?
Well, if you want to like assist them or do something to engage in this fight, then you would be rolling
Ow.
initiative as well.
Unless
Okay,
you're
what do I roll,
literally
sorry?
just standing at the trees going,
Yeah, I
No,
mean,
I'll
if-
get
if you
involved. What am
don't-
I rolling?
Yeah, roll the d20 and then add the initiative number that you have up the top of your sheet. That should be a +1.
I can't see initiative on.
What
the
was
skill
that?
screen.
It's somebody pissing into a fucking jar.
what?
Have we been playing that long? Tell me that's not
I'm
Gladfus.
pouring myself
Please.
a fucking drink.
Oh, okay, right. Oh, Jesus.
What?
Oh man.
I mean, if you needed another PP break, you really could have just asked.
Yeah.
We
That's
would have
nowhere
been
near
fine.
exciting.
Speaking of which, sorry, very briefly, I probably got another half hour tops, really, because that's 3 hours a game.
It's fine, we'll kill you at that point.
You'll
I
kill
have
me at that
12.
point.
Okay, so let me just get this written down, then we can continue.
Oh no, my headset
Suddenly-
just went out.
I suddenly can't hear Xavier.
Oh,
There we go.
am I muted?
Oh.
I'm sorry. Am I good?
I was like,
Yeah,
what's
you
what's
good
wrong with my headphones?
I wasn't
Oh,
sure if
no.
I wasn't sure if you were just quietly mumbling to yourself.
Oh yeah,
or...
I was just mumbling to myself. Sorry, I just had
Okay.
to write some stuff down and
Cool.
yeah. All right, here we go. So let's see here. Okay, cool. So that's going to bring it back to the top of the round with the bugbear going first, and then we'll continue through there. So the bugbear, not noticing what has happened with, the crazy lights on the other side of the encampment, or the friends of the guy he's currently fighting rushing up, he's just going to take another swing at Paltos. So
Wait, didn't he just get vicious roared or whatever, mocked or something?
that's
yeah, I
that's
had
going
the
to
vicious mockery.
that's actually going to come up immediately next because
Okay.
just because of where it landed in the initiative round
Cool.
or initiative rolls. So he's going to take one more swing. Ooh, that will probably hit. It is actually going to be a 17 plus 4. So yeah, 21 to hit against you, Paltos.
Shit.
So yeah, that's a 14. So that's going to be 2d8 plus 2. See what kind of damage that is. Oh. So only that's going to be 5 piercing damage as it slams its club down into you. One of the spikes sticking into you, and you can feel it actually poking through your clothing and into your flesh as it whips around and comes down on you with its club. All right, coming up next is Emerlin, and you wanted to cast Vicious Mockery, right?
You're the worst looking bugbear I've ever seen in my life. What sort of is it a bug? Are you a bug?
You
I
don't.
know what
You
kind
don't
of-
actually
You're
have to
trying to
mock
taunt
it.
it.
You can just cast
You're
a
trying
spell.
Oh.
No,
Yeah,
you
but
have
it's
to
funnier
actually
this
try
way.
and mock it.
Aw.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm just like in
It
the
has-
nature. It's
It
just
has a
called
vocal casting
vicious mockery.
component. No, it has a
I
vocal
ca-
casting component.
Okay.
I cast vicious mockery.
Oh,
So,
Soviet, look what you've done.
oh,
Yes,
am I the
yes.
bad guy now?
You are the bad guy.
Not allowed to use your imagination in Dungeons and Dragons.
Uh,
You
all
had
right. So,
vicious roar.
so
You should be
add-
mocking Soviet instead.
or- yeah. So roll 2d4 for your damage.
Oh, sorry. 2d
2d4.
4 with no extra
Damage
stuff.
for an insult. Was she
Uh-huh.
damaging
All
his
right.
feelings?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is psychic
Yeah.
damage.
Christ.
Yes, it is literally
Hurting your
psychic damage.
feelings.
She's
Yeah.
a bard.
All right.
Don't expect anything useful.
All
But-
right. So,
That's what you did to me, Womble. You hurt my feelings.
yeah, it's true. As you unleash this string of insults in its just general direction, this magical energy just sort of coalesces around this thing's head, and you can see it sort of take a shocked step backward. Somehow it doesn't understand the words, but you can tell that it understands the meaning of what you've said, and it seems shocked and angered and a little bit
Does
hurt.
it cry? Does it cry?
There is actually a single tear that goes down
Oh.
one of its
Yeah!
furry cheeks.
You've made the
Suck
bugbear
it.
Sorry for
cry.
it now.
I feel it's, you're
It's
a
just a
horrible
fuck you,
person.
Ernie.
You're a horrible, horrible person, Emmeline.
Oh, what?
Well done,
no.
Evelyn. Well
Come
done.
here.
I'm on the
Come
bugbear
back.
side now.
Fight back now.
All right, and that is going to bring it to Paltos' turn.
All right. So he's somewhat distracted. I assume he's looking away from me. I'm gonna get up and kick him in the fork.
All right.
In the fork.
Yeah, right, but right in the mummy and daddy button.
Right in the daddy
All right.
maker.
So that's roll a d20 and add your strength modifier.
Oh baby, strength modifier. Here we go.
Watch him fall on his face and fail.
I swear to God, if this doesn't work. Yeah.
Oh,
Natural
man.
20.
Nice.
So,
If you kill him by kicking him in the
Oh.
nuts, I'm done. I'm fucking done.
I will literally be the single greatest D&D player to have ever existed.
So the fun thing with rolling a d20 for an attack roll is that you get to double the amount of the damage dice. So you now that you have actually hit him with a natural 20, you just slam your foot right up in his mummy daddy button, and you can see that he just kind of like doubles over and holds his sides. That horrible warmth of his nuts getting smacked just spreading up into his belly. All right, I need you to roll.
Did it make him explode?
Roll a d4, double that number, and then add your strength modifier.
Is it possible?
Wait,
for nuts
sorry.
to
So I
explode?
roll the
Yeah, I
d4
think it
with
is, yeah.
nothing, and then
Mhm.
double
Yeah,
it plus 4.
yeah. Yes, exactly. So roll a d4.
So
Okay.
8,
So 8
12,
plus your strength modifier
12.
is 12. So you have just done 12.
Did I just blow this dude up with a kick to the nuts? Yeah.
You've just done 12 bludgeoning damage to his groin.
Oh, Christ.
He's not dead, right?
And as,
Might as well
as
be.
You, as you hit this guy in his groin, he drops his club, goes down on his knees, with one hand holds his nuts, and with the other it just kind of wraps around his belly, and he goes, falls over onto the dirt and just starts rolling around in pain.
Hundreds of guys just like cross their legs.
Now, surely, with that kind of luck, I'm getting I'm surely I can have another action here. This dude's down grabbing his nuts. Can I kick him
Oh,
in the head
dude.
again?
You're a barbarian. You should have been raging for all of this.
How do I? Wait, do I have skills?
In theory,
You need
yes.
skills?
Yeah.
Oh, son
No,
of a
I mean,
bitch.
you did just like smash him in the nuts, so I'm not sure how skilled you need to be. Regardless,
Excuse
as
me,
this
that roll
happens-
was incredibly skillful.
regardless, as this happens, all of the presumably male goblins around the circle, when they see this, they all kind of twist their legs in and go. Even the leader in his very fancy if a bit scratched up armor kind of takes a step back and he's like and at this moment we're going to bring it to Alistair's turn. What are you doing?
Okay, first of all, Lump owes me 20 copper pieces.
I suddenly owe
Paid it.
Alistair 20
No,
he
he
copper
only
owed me
pieces.
5,
given
but
the
he
5
also
before.
bet that Paltos will get his ass kicked. Remember?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I
it's
totally
Oh,
won. dude.
yeah.
I totally won.
Oh
Fuck's
yeah.
sake!
You're
Fuck's
horrible at
sake.
everything except fighting.
Yeah.
All right.
God damn
I
it.
would like. I'd like to cast a spell which I just looked up, so clearly exists, called Create Wall. I'd like to shape a wall between all of the remaining goblins that are not either caressing their groins or, well, just emphasizing with somebody caressing their groins, which will hopefully give us time to retreat and run away.
Don't you just wall me in? Aren't they encircling
I'm not
me?
going to. No, I can shape the wall how I want. I could make it shaped like a windmill if I wanted.
Right,
So
but if
if
they're
I sh-
all around me, you're just going to wall me into a little
No.
part in between them, right?
Well, I'm assuming they've scattered somewhat after the whole groin incident, but I'm not sure. I just want to build a wall.
All right, Trump, calm down.
All right, Trump.
You need to save me.
Oh, can you jump over a wall? No, you're really short.
I'm a
and
dwarf.
useless. You can mine
I'm like
through
So-
the wall.
3 foot something, dude.
Oh, for fuck's
Kill
sake.
something!
Can I summon stilts? Hang on, let me find a better spell.
Summon
so-
stilts.
Hang on.
Stilts.
I
there
think
are-
Saber's trying to say something.
Yeah, there are a few spells that I know you could do at your level.
Okay, I found one.
yes.
Reduce person, humanoid creature halves in size. I would like to halve Paltus's size.
Okay, so that's
He's
So I'm a
already
smaller,
let's see here.
angrier midget.
I believe that would be. I'm not sure exactly where you're looking, but probably be enlarge /
Okay,
reduce, which you probably would have.
There's one called
not worry about
Extious
this.
Retreat. Can I just cast a speed up spell on Paltos?
I mean, you could do that if you wanted.
That makes a lot more sense than building a wall, to be honest. So let's do that.
Okay, so then in that case, okay, so yeah, you are able to here. Oh, you're only able to cast Expeditious Retreat itself. It is a spell that only affects the.
Oh no.
But there are other things you could do. I mean, you could just like try to kill some shit. You could try to make someone fall asleep. We're getting kind of loosey goosey with this, but enlarge reduce is an option for you if you wanted to try that.
Is True Strike for me or for other people?
Let me see. I don't think True Strike is one of the wizards.
Are you looking at wizard spells, Alistair?
Sorcerer
Or just
/
all of
wizard
them?
spells.
Yeah. So you would want the wizard spells. So I have the wizard.
Not trying to be a killjoy, but time's ticking a bit. Could we,
Yeah, it is
Okay,
kinda
well,
Can you
ticking.
stop being a little bitch,
if
Alistair?
you guys-
Yeah,
You
what's
gotta
up?
just
hot
cast
date.
something.
Like-
Do something.
All right, I'll cast a
got a hot
fireball
date,
at a bunch of
man.
goblins.
Okay, so here's what you have available to you. There's a spell called Firebolt, and what that will do is you hurl a mote of fire at a creature. So it takes 1d10 fire damage. So basically, you will make a ranged spell attack. Roll a d20 and add your intelligence modifier to that d20 roll.
Okay, my intelligence roll is 2 + 2, so I do 1d20 + 2. Oh no, that's not going well
Ooh.
at all.
I hope you set yourself on fire.
He's standing in the hedge. I hope he sets himself on fire.
It's highly
That would
likely.
be 10 out of 10. 10 out of
Yeah,
10. Come on.
Unfortunately, this as you go to cast the spell and try to throw it, where were you throwing it at? Did you want to try to hit the bugbear or one of the goblins?
I would have been aiming at one of the goblins because I think the bugbear is no threat anymore.
Oh, in that case, I would say since there's such a large number of goblins, roll with advantage. So roll again and take the higher of the two.
That's better.
That is better. Yes. Yeah. So a 21 will definitely hit. So let's see here. That is going to. Here. Fire spells damage increases by 1d10 when you reach 5th level. Okay, so roll 2d10, and let's see, a flammable object hit by the spell ignites if it isn't being worn or carried. So you'll hit them and give them horrible burn scars and things. So roll 2d10, and then we'll see what happens.
Wow. I'm good at this.
Oh, 20 total damage. Awesome. Yeah, so as this thing coalesces in your hand, it starts to glow, and you just chuck it into the group of goblins standing around this fighting ring. It actually hits one and sort of like bounces back and forth between two of them, doing 20 total damage, and you can see that their bodies actually light up, and they start to just incinerate as it bounces back and forth and back and forth and back and forth until they just fall to the ground. The goblins around them see this happen, and they just start to panic and running off into the forest, back behind the pavilion tent, back through the camp on the other side of the fire. Some of them actually running directly past you, completely ignoring you. They seem completely terrified right now.
Oh,
I'm happy with my turn.
Alistair, just win. I wanted to stab one of them.
I don't know, but that's going to bring it to Soviet's turn. Soviet, what are you doing?
But the goblin was right in front of me.
Soviet's too charmed. You can't be annoyed. You're charmed.
I was going to stab him.
You have to like me.
And that was well done, Alistair. Well, that was brilliant. Well done. Fantastic move.
Already.
Fantastic. Well done.
Stab the one on the floor.
Sorry?
Stab the one on the floor. Just get some. Yeah.
I thought you chased them all off. They're all gone.
No, the bugbear's still down, like riding in agony, right?
So
Stab
I guess
him.
he's down. He's on the ground. He's rolling on the floor. So I guess I wander right up to where he's lying, and I look at. So I've got my shield in my one hand and my long sword in the other, and I say, "Fuck." Oh, I had something. Shit. Oh, fuck it. So I just reach down and gonna stab him in the whatever he had in his head, he said a skull helmet or something. What was he said? Whatever. I reached down to stab him.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna stab him in the face with the long sword.
All right. So since you are going to hit him with a melee attack and he's just down on the ground, you will actually be able to roll with advantage. So roll twice and take the higher of the two to actually hit him.
Which ones do I? Sorry, roll.
So roll a d20 and then take the higher of the two. So roll it twice.
So rolling.
Bit
17.
Too similar to like the
Yeah.
way
So
Wanda plays PUBG.
as he's like rolling on the ground, holding his belly and just moaning, just like you're able to just like bring your sword down onto his head, and it actually pins it to the ground. You don't even need to roll any damage at this point. You were able to actually just hit in his mouth as he's like moaning in pain and pin his head to the ground below. And as you hit him, he collapses.
Oh, wait, ground. I had it. Sorry. I had it. I hate to bug you, bear. And then I pull my sword out. And then have it!
I bet 25 copper pieces that he got that from his chat.
I may be late, but I deliver. All right, I may be late, but I
100% got that from the chat.
I may have stolen it directly from the chat. Yes.
Here's Romeo. Where art thou?
No.
You,
Ignore that. He's not in the chat. He's not. Ignore that. It's just that's metagaming. DM,
right,
they're metagaming. They're metagaming.
50 copper pieces. 50
They're metagaming.
Oh boy. Well, that's gonna bring it back to the top of the round. At that, oh my God, Gladpuss, what do you want to be doing? Just pushing this thing still?
I mean, okay. How far have I got this? How far have I got it? Have I managed to get it like into the woods at least?
Yeah, over the past like 10 seconds, you've got it right to the edge of the woods.
Also, thank you, Romeo.
Off to the side, regardless of direction, just to get it out of there. So, you're right at the edge of the woods, but you could go forward, or you could try to move it and go around the edge of the clearing and back the way you came, that type of thing.
Okay. So, okay. So presumably at this point, lots of panicked goblins are running everywhere.
Yeah, they're not even paying attention to most stuff. They're just panicked and not sure what's going on. Some of them are actually still standing, kind of just staring at the air where you cast that spell. They're kind of all grouped around. They're just kind of like standing there drooling.
Okay. Does it seem like any of my friends have actually noticed me moving away with the bear cart?
From here, doesn't seem that way, but it's also tough to tell because there's a lot of commotion happening behind you.
Okay, well, I'm gonna just presumably keep pushing that cart. I'm gonna try and turn it around so I can maybe eventually drag it towards where we need to go back.
Okay. Do a strength check for me.
Oh boy, this is gonna be good. Can I inspire myself?
Yeah, you would just be by yourself there. I mean, there are other goblins running past you and such, but you're the only one who's actually actively doing something.
Yeah, well, can I cast Bardic and Inspiration on myself
Oh,
for my heroic attempts at distraction?
Yeah, you can absolutely inspire yourself.
Okay.
Couldn't have cast that on me while I was fighting, huh?
You didn't
Appreciate
need any
that.
inspiration. You
Appreciate
did
it.
fine.
Literally,
Okay.
Emerlyn was the only one who helped me.
Alright. Alright. It's a 17 minus 2, 15.
So a 15 is exactly what you needed to start pushing this thing off in the other direction. So
Man.
you kind of angle it off to your left and start pushing back towards the direction that you came on the other side of the camp, and you do manage to push it a good 15, 20 feet before the next person is going to be going, which is the bugbear, except he's dead. So that's going to bring it to this large armored creature who's looking at all of this mess that's happening, and he just seems so flustered that he just doesn't really know what to do. He actually like picks up his sword and just starts backing off away from the sort of round battleground area and just goes back into his pavilion tent. And it sounds like there's this sort of tearing sound, and he has just cut through the back of his tent and started running into the woods.
Victory!
All right,
We did it!
so
We did it. And we got the bear.
Glorious.
And we got the bear!
Wait, sorry. The guy in the woods, was that the dude who was in the like pointy armor?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
But
Now we get back and find out
yeah,
that fucking
if the
Jimmy's run off with
caravan,
our caravan.
if the caravan's been stolen, I swear to God, I actually
No,
swear
you're
to
charmed.
God.
You can't get mad.
Alistair,
Wait,
you were brilliant,
before
Alistair.
we
Well
leave-
done, Alistair. Brilliant.
How disappointing.
we
But never
leave-
mind, we got the bear.
Can we loot the stuff around us?
It's on fire.
Oh, but I want
Some
that
of
dude's
it is.
armor. It was pretty cool.
I
Also,
mean, if
can
you
I
want
just
to chase
stick on-
after him, you can.
There.
However,
Aren't you
it is.
injured?
We are getting
Not merely
pretty
a
long
scratch,
on
dude.
time.
Yeah, we got to wrap this up. We should get
It's
back into
fine.
town, guys. We got 9 minutes.
Yeah.
Tops.
It's
We
barely
can,
even a
loot
flesh
it
wound.
some other time.
Okay, let's go back to.
Yeah. Plus, it's
To
it's
camp.
night time. I want to go to bed.
Back to town and,
Back to town.
and take
Go
the
to
bear
bed.
with
Alright,
us.
we got a
Also-
rendezvous with Clappers.
Should put this out there. Thanks, Emerlyn. Thanks, no
What?
one else.
Oh,
Also,
yeah,
what
someone
else?
else.
Seriously, while
Uh-huh.
I'm fighting, you piss off.
Uh-huh. You did
You're a
fine.
bunch of dicks. That's what's going on here.
Also, can I point out that Emmeline helped you by hurting the enemy's feelings?
Hey,
Can I-
it's
can I
nothing you
point
did.
out-
Okay, I heard it.
My battle cry was heroic and intimidating.
Your battle cry was prepubescent.
Pathetic, dude.
Yeah,
And
your
full
the
of
voice crack.
Voice cracking.
Are we walking back to
Yeah.
town? We're walking back to town, aren't we?
Right, let's go.
Yeah. So
All right. So over the next few minutes, you guys would notice that your friend is very slowly and laboriously pushing the bear back in the direction you came. So over the next, it's about like 3 hours to actually get this damn thing through
3
the
hours?
woods because it keeps getting caught on roots and it's big and it's awkward. Like despite the fact that you guys are pretty strong and experienced, this thing is just a fucking piece of shit bear that's on a cart. You're trying to push it through the woods, but eventually, yes, you get it
I
back
don't
to town.
understand how this child was playing with it then.
The
Is that
giant.
It's
Giant.
half giant.
It's half giant.
Yeah, but there are
Remember,
5 of us.
Jimmy hooked it up with the giantess.
it's fine.
giant-
Let's just get back to town with the damn thing. So, right, we're heading back to town.
Yeah, so eventually, coming out of the forest and onto the trail, things go a lot more quickly. And by this point, it's after midnight that you've come back to the town, and coming back into the main intersection where you were earlier, where Jimmy showed you the direction to go. You can see that the light is actually still on in Jimmy's bakery. Just down the road, off to your left, and working your way down there, you can see that the front window has been smashed outwards. There is a large cake smeared across the street, and as you get a little closer, you can finally see that sitting in a rocking chair in the middle of his own bakery, in the area where you would just stand to, wait in line or something, is Jimmy. He looks exhausted, and on his lap, he holds a figure that is larger than he is, large, heavy set with a mop of brown hair, and he rocks back and forth slowly as it very clearly dreams. This apparently is Jimmy's son, and it, all things considered, is kind of a sweet sight.
Aww.
As you walk up to the door, carting the large stuffed bear up, Jimmy immediately puts his hand up to his mouth. He shushes you and quiet. And then immediately, as soon as he moves, his child, the giant or half giant, wakes up, notices you outside with the large stuffed bear. It immediately gets up, lumbers through the window, breaking some of it. You can see that its hands are covered in cake and frosting. There's batter smeared across its chest, and it goes.
Oh God! Oh God!
And it runs up, hugs the bear, and lifts it easily off the ground. Then turns and walks back, pushing the door open into Jimmy's bakery. And there Jimmy sits, still in his rocking chair, just ready to sob. With
Can I
one hand,
request
he
that Haltos
pulls
does not throw a rock at him.
God damn it!
Don't throw a rock at the child. It's not going to fail.
With one hand, he pulls a small pouch of coins out from his side, and he holds it up, and he's like, look, I don't know how much is in this sack, but I know it's more than 5. Just take it and thank you. Just go.
I
need to
snatch
go to
the
bed."
bag, pick up a stone, flick it at the kid, and we all walk off into the sunset. Fuck this guy.
Well, hang on. We walk back down the road to the cart. Then we find
Yeah, what's going on with the cart?
Yeah. So
I guess it's okay.
okay. So we got paid.
Was there any cake?
There was a lot of cake everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just grab some at this
Don't
point.
eat it off the
it'd be a
floor,
Wait,
you
let's grab some.
animal.
Grab a
Rather
handful
than
of cake and go
Grab
back to
a
the cart.
handful of cake. and
You
be
two are
like,
revolting. Like, come on, back to the cart. Come on, let's go. Back to the cart. Come on, hold us.
All right, what's
It's not
what's
for you.
going
It
on
would
with
have
the
been a
cart?
really fun session if we'd done what Womble said and just stayed guarding the caravan for 3 hours. That would have been really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think of all the adventures we would have had.
Yeah, doing our jobs. Anyway, so we've got 3 minutes left, so let's get back to the cart. So we walk...
As you make your way back to the cart, you see it standing there outside of the inn. Everything is still and quiet. And as you all make your way up to the cart to check out the contents, you can see that someone has pulled back the flap which hangs down. The entirety of the inside is cleared out.
Oh, come on!
And that's
Come on! Come on! We had one job.
Well, thank you guys. This was
Yeah,
a
thank
ton of
you.
fun.
Thank
I
you.
enjoyed this.
How do I roll to kill myself?
That will be a melee weapon attack, just with advantage, since you just go.
I'm gonna hypnotic pattern it and just dart into the inn and just like try and distract all of them from the terrible
Alright.
decisions we made.
Yeah.
And so you do. But
Good
that's
fun,
where
good
we'll
fun,
end
yeah.
things.
Well done,
That
well
was,
done.
that was
stuff.
pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope you guys had a good time.
Thank you,
I
Hellside.
had fun
Yeah, it
running-
was fun.
running D&D. So this was great for
Thank
me.
you.
And
Yeah.
I hope that you guys watching had a good time. You know, it's awesome that all of you guys have organized this this charity fundraiser. So thanks for including me in it. I had a great time with this.
Yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed that one.
It was
That's very
pretty good. Yeah.
Definitely.
It was a good,
Yeah.
good
Thank
fun.
you.
Yeah, give me a poke
Xavier,
if you
you
did
were
more.
very professional. I can't see
Yeah.
you fitting in near
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
Now,
All right.
There's begs the question, Xavier. When
Yeah.
can I know more about you? Do you
Oh,
do this
well.
often?
I do this fairly often. Yeah, I actually I have a YouTube channel and a Twitter
Thank you,
account.
Jackie.
It's Dungeons and Devs, where I talk to other people in the game industry and play D&D with them and just generally have a good time. So if you want to check that out, you can. I also have a personal Twitter account, which is XCK3D, where I just post shit about D&D because I can't talk about work, and occasionally post game art. So yeah, if you're interested in that type of thing, check it out. So yeah, thank you guys.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Do a tweet, and you could send it out and have all of Xavier's information on there as well.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sweet, we can do that.
Excellent.
Also, just to ask quickly, just to make sure everyone's cool with it, because I realise I've got some people who aren't in the clan. My possible hope was to make a compilation, as in a D&D bullshittery out of that footage. Is anybody not okay with that?
I'm fine with that.
That's fine.
Sounds good to me.
100% okay.
So there's already another D&D bullshittery. But it's not fully released yet. But that's perfect material for a second one.
As long as you
Go
include
for
your
it.
battle cry, that's cool with me.
Yes, that will
Yeah.
be
We have
yeah.
the battle
cry
cry
in
in
there.
there for sure.
Absolutely, yeah.
I want a visual representation of me flicking, pinging that stone off that dude's
Yeah.
forehead, and I want a good sound effect to
Yeah,
go with.
yeah, well, definitely.
Yeah.
So cool.
Oh,
Yeah, thank you for the game.
Well,
Yeah, thank
before
you
we
guys.
Yeah,
all
thank
leave,
you,
while
that
you
was
guys are
fun.
still streaming, let's talk about Game Blast real quick. I
Yes.
don't want you to turn off your stream.
Yep.
So, we are doing this for our charity event, Game Blast 2018, or in Game Blast 18. This is benefiting Special Effect. They're a charity that helps out people with disabilities by creating custom gaming equipment so that they can also game with us and creating accessibility inside of video games. We are 37% into our goal right now. I'm going to link you got it? Okay, and Alistair will have the link, Gladpost will have the link, and I'll have the link. Anything that you can donate, we definitely appreciate. And we also appreciate you guys just hanging out and supporting us. It's a great cause, and we love having you here. And holy crap, someone just donated $250!
Nice.
Holy crap.
That's awesome.
What was the name?
Thank you.
More money than sense.
I don't
What
think
was
that's
the
a
name?
somebody. That was all of us. That is a donation from the ZF clan.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
That is
That
a
is the whole
combination
ZF
donation
clan.
from everybody here, from us
Sweet.
to
Cool.
to the charity.
Yeah, I need
Which
to
is
do.
awesome.
I need
Thank
to do
you.
one of those. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So thank you for the game. I'm gonna bugger off and go to bed in a bit.
Okay.
You have a
Yeah,
hot date?
thanks for the
Good
game.
night.
No, I'm just old and frail and sad and have no real. I'm just old.
Just remember that you're still
You can
charmed.
have
If
real
you go and have a
friends
wank,
right here.
then
I'm just saying.
Think of you.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm probably
yeah,
going
you
to
have
anyway,
think
to
of
be honest.
Alistair. You still have like
Just remember,
17
before-
minutes left on
before
that
I-
spell.
Before it happens, you have to say, for Alistair.
No.
It's a brilliant.
No.
The
no,
brilliant,
no, no,
yes,
no,
sorry.
No. Maybe. We'll see. Maybe.
All right, Soviet.
Hmm?
Also, for your viewers, top donator of the evening
Oh, yeah.
gets a Soviet Womble bobblehead sent to them
Yeah.
if they so wish.
And then you get sued.
And I get sued,
because
yeah.
you're using my you're using my image in your thing.
Your image.
For charity.
Yeah.
You're gonna sue me for charitable.
Well,
He will sue you
it's
for
gonna be
one
great.
Just buy me like a-
bobblehead
bu-
for himself.
buy me like a chicken sandwich. It's fine. We'll
A
just-
chicken sandwich.
so we'll
Okay,
call it
right.
quits.
All right.
All right, cool. So I'll catch you guys. I'll catch you guys later.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good one.
Later.
Yes,
Good night.
thank you.
Bye. Yeah, thank you
Keep up.
everybody. Take care.
Channel switched.
Right. So yes, thank you for watching, everybody. So thank you for sticking with us. And also if you were part of if you donated to the charity this evening, to the Game Blast thing, thank you very much. Thank you. Hang on a second. So, So thank you, Kipple and Jackie and Darklight and Jake, and also Maliox and Macleod and Doctor. Thank you all of you. D&D. So yes, I do need to go off and do a donation myself. I will do that in a moment. But yeah, cool. Sweet. Sorry, why is the old D&D bullshittery not available anymore? So basically, the nutshell is there is a D&D bullshittery, and it has been made, but the thing is I made it with sort of placeholder art, you see, because I was hoping to have an artist do the whole thing do it properly. However, it's about 25 minutes long, and the quotes that I kept getting back from the various artists were very expensive. Like way beyond what I expected. for a cartoon. So instead, what I tried to do is sort of animate it using, I don't know what the word for it is insofar as animation is concerned. You know how you've got assets and you kind of move those assets and have those assets drawn. So I do the animation and someone would draw the assets. But I still need to continue. I'm on about 20% and I just need to keep going. So still being made, basically. It's still being edited. Thank you, Damri and SBW. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you both. Thank you. Right. Okay. I've been talking too long. My voice is rubbish. I'm gonna fuck off. So all the best. Have a lovely evening. And yeah, I'll see you again soon. I'll be around. I'll be around plenty tomorrow as well. Right. Okay. So who's still on? Let's have a look. Loads of us are on. Holy shit. Okay. So what's Digby doing? Yeah. I'll hand you over to Digby then. So bear with me. Right, so ZF Digby is currently playing Hearts of Iron. Oh, I can't spell. Right. So, yeah, all the best. Have a lovely weekend. And, yeah, see you soon. Take care.